What's good, everyone, and welcome back in here once again. So we got some great basketball action going down in store tonight here. I'll be covering the play-by-play. Indiana trying to crack the top 25. They got a golden opportunity tonight to do it inside the ACC Big Ten battle, taking on the number 20 ranked Florida State Seminoles. This should be a really good game here with these two teams as far as them going down tonight. Indiana bringing in a great defense so far this season, allowing only 61.5 points to their opponent so far. They finished third in the Maui Invitational. And for Indiana here, they are led by Trace Jackson Davis, averaging over 20 points per game so far this season, coming off his last game, 31 points against Stanford. Florida State at 1-0, only played one game so far here for the number 20 ranked Seminoles. They beat North Florida with an 0-6 record right now, 86-58, where they forced 24 turnovers in that game. So what's good here, guys? Welcome back onto the stream. Alex DudeTube, Rowley, and Jack back on the Mod Squad, Sports Expert. Welcome back here as well. Before I start off the stream here with a play-by-play, make sure to spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that sub, ring that notification bell as well here. This should be a good game, I feel like. Both these teams really evenly matched heading into this one. And by the way, Big Ten looking superior right now to the ACC, 7-1 for the ACC Big Ten Challenge in favor of the Big Ten. And or actually, it's actually 6-2 right now. Yeah, 6-2. Clemson just won, so that goes to the ACC there. So make it 6-2 right now. 6-1 yesterday. But Clemson shutting down Maryland today, and Clemson's defense looks really good so far this season. But Jack here is going to go against the odds. He's going to take Indiana tonight. Bradley hoping for an Indiana win. Not a fan there of Florida State. Bradley takes Indiana as well, 74-67. Timo, what's good here, man, for stopping on by. We're going to tip this one off in just a moment. I'm going to take Indiana, too, for my prediction. Really tight game. I predict Indiana with the upset, 68-66. If the Hoosiers pull off the upset here, they should be ranked in the top 25. Their only loss was against Texas. Texas is a really solid team so far this season. It was a big loss, though. Texas just completely shut them down. If the Hoosiers want to pull this one off, they got to go inside and start feeding Trace Jackson Davis, because Stanford just had zero answers to guarding Trace Jackson Davis in the last game. Behind the arc fan, Vaughn, what's good here? Gonzaga fan, welcome back, guys, right onto the stream. Indiana going with red uniforms for this game. Florida State going with the gold jerseys for this one. Maroon numbers, maroon letters. This game's at Florida State for today's game as part of the ACC Big Ten Challenge. We get ready to tip this one off at the half-court logo, and Florida State's going to get it first. Tiger Raven, what's good here? Dude, yeah, Clemson looking so good. That defense looking solid, man. Dominated all the way against Maryland today. Florida State has it 10 seconds through right now. At the top of the key for the Seminoles, as they're going to drive inside, and they put it up and in. That's good for two by Scotty Barnes, the five-star freshman. So he is the impact player to watch out for tonight for the Seminoles in this game. MJ Walker coming off the most points scored so far by the Noles, 17 he had in that first game. So 2-zip Seminoles. Indiana now with the basketball. They have it inside the post. They got the ball stolen away from them, but they got it right back once again, and we got a quick foul call. It's picked up by Florida State here as the clock will stop. Big Dog, welcome on the stream, man. Gonzaga fan picks out Florida State in this one, 69-56. Vaughn puts out, did I see my matchup in the first round of fantasy? Yeah, I got paired up with a 5 versus 4 against you, Vaughn. So here we go, big matchup. Looks like Vaughn's favored to win this week right now, it looks like. Well, we'll see if that changes throughout the course of the week. First free throw, good at the line by Trace Jackson Davis. Second one, that's up, and that's good. 2-2 the score. This is my only stream tonight, by the way, as we were supposed to do Michigan State, Virginia, but that game got canceled, so I just plan on doing this one for tonight. 19-10 left to go, second possession, Seminoles. They have it at the right corner perimeter. Raekwon Gray passes over here at the left wing. Scotty Barnes moves over to the left corner, back out to the top of the key here, as Florida State's going to jack up a deep three, and they sink it down right there, but Raekwon Gray hits the triple from the outside. What's good here, Jomo? Welcome to the stream, man. Yeah, two absolute studs going at it tonight in this one. Scotty Barnes, second game for his career, and Trace Jackson Davis. He was a beast in the last game against Stanford. Florida State comes up with a steal. Scotty Barnes, the one who got the steal, as he goes inside, he gets fouled, and Barnes going to head to the free throw line shoot too. So this team picking off where they left off last season for the Seminoles. Scrappy defense, forcing turnovers, and that's exactly what Scotty Barnes did to Armin Franklin as he was in the backcourt dribbling with it. And Scotty Barnes coming out, 5-star freshman here. First game, doing everything, 8.6 rebounds, 6 assists. So Barnes here at the free throw line shooting 2. First one's up, that's good. Hey, what's good? Tyler, Ty, welcome to the stream here, guys. Once again, Vaughn predicting Indiana by 6 in this game today. Florida State out to a 6-2 lead. Yeah, it's so sad, Tyler. I was getting pumped up and ready for that game. I actually wrote about that game. My article for the college basketball website I write for. Florida State gets the offensive rebound though. They dribble left baseline and Raekwon Gray throws it down right there. A huge jam. Massive flush there by Raekwon Gray. Seminoles playing with a purpose right out of the gate so far in this game. They're up 8-2, and a timeout taken right now by Indiana with 18:33 left to go. Man, Raekwon Gray looking good. 5 points. Scotty Barnes with 3 on the first timeout. Yep, Missouri plays Liberty at 7:30. Thanks so much, Ty. I'll keep me posted with the updates. That's like a low-key, really good game. Let's get it. Chris, appreciate the man for stopping on by. Once again here. Hoosiers Zaggy back out on the stream here. Matt, welcome in here. Once again. Yeah, Rhode Island lost. They were down by a bunch, but yeah, they started to come back. They lost by 11. But yeah, that was on like a short notice there. Really experienced Wisconsin team. Wisconsin's really good this season. Right now we're in the first time out of the game. Providence got the W over TCU, 79-70, the final. Clemson looking so good today. That defense, man, giving Maryland fits as Clemson beat Maryland 67-51. I write for Busting Brackets. It's off of Fansided, so that's the site I write for. So we are right back into it, 8-2 to score. 18-20 left to go in the first half. Indiana now has the basketball, trying to get something going on as they dribble drive inside, and that's going to be a foul picked up by Florida State. Clock will stop now with 18-18. Yeah, that should be a really, pretty, low-key game there. Liberty against Missouri. Liberty defeated Mississippi State in the first night. Yeah, Richmond as well in a tight game against Northern Iowa. A lot of good stuff going on right now, so we'll keep you guys posted tonight. This Saturday, not sure just yet about Saturday. I think I'm going to be hanging out with my girlfriend earlier in Saturday, so I'm probably not going to cover any of the earlier games during the day. I might do an NBA game. It depends if I'm able to get it, though. Because I saw that the Thunder and Spurs were playing, and sometimes they put the Thunder games in the Thunder's website, so sometimes they do that for, the preseason. So I might do that if they have it on the Thunder.com. 8-3 to score, 18-10 left to go. I was looking to see Missouri against Illinois. They don't even have a TV network for that yet. So I don't know what they're doing for the TV network for that. 5-point game, 18 minutes left to go. Florida State backs their way into the post. Ball gets stolen away by Indiana, and the clock will stop too. It's a fall from behind here by the Seminoles. They're going to pick up their second personal. Hey, what's good, Jose? Welcome to the stream once again, man. Yeah, Ty, Missouri has got a lot of upperclassmen on that roster. They're so dangerous. Teams should be scared of Missouri. Actually, I saw what Andy Katz had picked for this week. He had picked Illinois over Duke yesterday, which was correct, and then he actually took Missouri on Saturday over Illinois. 17:40 left to go. Indiana now with the basketball. Aljami Durham dribbles right baseline, moves it back outside around the perimeter. Race Thompson passes over to Jackson Davis here at the top. Trace Jackson Davis hands it over to Franklin. Armin Franklin drives inside, floats it up. That's good for 2 off the backboard. 8-5 to score. 17:20 left to go. As Florida State has it, floats it up, no good, too strong, tipped up in the air, rebound back to the Hoosiers. Indiana with the basketball right back. They're going to dribble past half court. Bounce pass underneath. They still put it up. That one's good. Off the glass, they get fouled as well from behind, so that will count it with a bucket there. Number 25, Race Thompson. 17-12 left to go right now, and follows the story early on in this game for Florida State. They just picked up their 4th personal. This is part of a 6-zip run by Indiana in the last minute. Yeah, Ohio State came back and beat Notre Dame there. That was a tighter game than than usual there. If Ohio State keeps on playing those tight games, they're not going to be in the top 25 for much longer. If that keeps on happening, since they're at the back half right now. Free throw at the line. Race Thompson hits it, tied up at 8. Approaching the 17-minute mark left to go. What's good here, Jason? Welcome back on the stream, man. Oh yeah, behind the arc fan. Illinois looked really good yesterday against Duke. Florida State has it. At the top of the key, slides it over to the left wing. Into the hands of Malik Osborne. Passes over now to the left corner. Dribbles out to the top. Going to take a deep three. That one's up. No good off the back rim. A rebound to Indiana. Hoosiers now with the basketball. 16:40 left to go. They take past half court. Dish out to the left wing. Rob Finnessy moves it over to the left baseline. We get a whistle here, though. They're going to stop the time. It's going to be a foul. It will be a foul here. Picked up by the Hoosiers. Looks like away from the basketball. Florida State's going to have it back. What's good here? Chris S. Appreciate it, bud, for stopping by here. It's going out for Indiana on this one. Big Ten looking good in these games. 6-2 in favor of the Big Ten for the ACC Big Ten Challenge. Yeah, I actually predicted Indiana, too, for the upset today. Florida State's got their work cut out for them this week. This game, and also get the game against Florida, too, coming up on Saturday. Florida State with it. Tie game up at 8. They turn the corner. Moves it back around the perimeter, but before that, the refs are going to call another foul. Florida State once again. And Indiana will have it right back. So Seminoles here, past couple possessions. Not a lot of clean basketball here for Florida State. Part of a 6-zip run by Indiana's. We're on about 2 minutes for that run here. Hoosiers now with the ball. At the top for Indiana. Trace Jackson-Davis drives inside, floats it up, no good. Gets his own rebound right there over 2 defenders. Puts it back up and in for 2. He is just too good right there. They fed the big man. In the last game against Stanford, scored 31 for Jackson-Davis. Florida State now has it. Dribbles at the left elbow. Ooh, they almost got stripped of the basketball. They get it right back, though. Resets their possession. Takes the 3. That's up, and that's good. Anthony Polite sticks with it. Knocks down the triple, and Florida State recaptures the lead. 11-10, 15:40 left to go. Yeah, Florida State's only played one game. They were on the pause. All these teams are on pauses here. All different like pauses for COVID-19 protocols. Butler's only played one game as well. UConn's on a pause right now. There's multiple teams on pauses. Virginia just got on a pause today, and There's a couple teams that's still yet to play a game. UMass is yet to play a game. St. Bonaventure's yet to play a game. Yeah, quite a bit of teams that haven't played games so far this season. DePaul keeps on delaying their games. Like I think they're gonna go to like mid-December so that DePaul won't even play a game. So right now on the timeout here, 11-10 the score. Alex Dutu, what's good here for stopping them by, man? Florida State had the ball, but they got called with a foul underneath. So we're going to take the first time out of this one. 15:22 left to go. So, yeah, it's just so odd. Like, some of these teams have played 6 games under their belt so far. Other teams haven't even played a single game. But that's how the season goes with scheduling. They're just doing it on the fly, basically. UConn, they had a couple players test positive recently, and they had to shut down their program and pause right now for UConn. So now they're on pause, and now I think there's teams filling in, taking on each other because of that, or so, just randomly playing games against each other, because DePaul's on pause too. So I think St. John's and Xavier, I think they're throwing together conference games against teams they weren't supposed to play till later. What's good? Bobby here. Appreciate it, bud, for stopping on by. My man Butcher's Blocking Patriots Talk out in the chat here. Hope all is well, man. Pretty good game so far right now. 11-10 the score here. Florida State up by 1. We got 15-22 in the first half. Taking a look right now, college basketball scoreboard. Richmond taking on Northern Iowa currently, as Richmond leads that one. They're starting to pull away in that game for the Spiders, as they're up currently. So here we go, yeah. So they're starting to pull away a little bit. 53-45 to score. Michigan up against Toledo 74-50. Texas Tech up against Abilene Christian 11-7. Yeah, tight game early on between those two. Texas Tech, Abilene Christian. Arizona up against Cal State Bakersfield 26-17. One random thing right here is the Citadel. The Citadel from the Southern Conference. They're going to start out 5-0. They're up against a non-Division I school, showing Kansas State how to do it correctly today as the Citadel leads Carver College 37-8. Of course, Providence, a huge win on the road at Fort Worth at TCU today, 79-70. Wisconsin with a W over URI, 73-62 today. And a lot of good basketball action. Clemson with a W, impressive defense. They won Maryland 67-51. What's good, Ant? Appreciate bud for stopping on by. Hope everything's going well with your soccer league, man. And hopefully everything's doing well there. Bobby's going to take Florida State tonight in this one. Welcome in here, Trevor. Welcome on the stream, bud. Trevor puts out, what do I think Kentucky needs to do to get back to the Kentucky we know? Number one is not turning over the basketball there. And I think that's going to start with fixing the point guard situation. I think if they go to either Terrence Clark or Davion Mintz for the point guard position and just decrease the minutes of Devin Askew at the point guard position, because he's really young and he's just going to need a lot of building up to do or so. And they had a lot of good looks and they just weren't aggressive with it. They had open looks and instead they dribbled and took contested shots, and that's another thing. And then yeah, second half defense as well. They just fell apart, couldn't adjust in the second half. Second half defense as well. But yeah, the big thing is just not turning over the basketball. And they're playing so tight and they're not playing with any confidence at all. And it's just they're playing just really nervous. And if they can stay loose, and I've seen clips of what Cade Cunningham has done. I actually haven't covered Oklahoma State yet, but man, I've watched highlights of what Cade Cunningham has done. And man, he looks so poised out there. He looks like an absolute superstar. And there's nothing that bothers Cade Cunningham. He just does all the little things right there. And then I look at these Kentucky players, and they're playing just so tight, so nervous. And it just leads to turnovers. And that's how Georgia Tech won. So many points off of steals. I think they had 30 points off of turnovers in the last game. So 11-10 now the score. We are right back into it. 15 minutes remaining. The positive for Kentucky is that they're able to find a three-point shooter, though, with Terrence Clark in the last game. The thing is, if they can start building off of it and finding multiple ones now. Florida State has it, top of the key, moves it over to the left corner perimeter, 14:45 left to go. As they have it into the hands of MJ Walker, pass it over to the right baseline as they'll dribble inside, feeds it over to Copes Arisa, puts it up and in right there off the backboard. That's good for two. 13-10, Florida State by 3. 14.5 left to go. Bossa Copes Arisa, that was a good find over to the big fella for him to score up and in off the glass. Indiana now has the basketball, takes it past the half-court logo. Rob Finney, bounce past the left wing to Durham. Durham drives inside right there to the hole, missed the layup. As it hit the right corner of the rim, it gets rebounded by Florida State. Seminoles now in transition. They'll set it up with Walker. Moves it back over to the right wing. Wide open. Takes the three. No good off the mark by MJ Walker, though. Rebound back to Indiana. Pass up the court. Oh, that was dangerous. Indiana able to get it, though. Dish out to the right wing. Wide open three. They couldn't connect on it. And it gets tipped up. Rebound by Florida State. That's the only thing. Indiana here really struggling this season from three-point range. They came into this game shooting the ball around 29% from the perimeter. So they have been feeding Trace Jackson Davis in that last game against Stanford. He was just torching the Cardinal in that last game. Went 10 for 16 from the floor. And today they settled for a couple perimeter jumpers. Haven't been able to connect. They're 0 for 2 from the outside so far. Florida State jumper. Turnaround. That one off the back rim, no good. Rebound Indiana. Yeah, they need a true point guard. I agree. They need to decrease Askew's minutes big time. Left corner three. Indiana takes it, no good. They just missed their third three-point shot. Rebound Florida State. Seminoles have it. Dribbles to the left wing. Ball gets poked loose, but they get it back. Raekwon Evans has it. Moves it over back to the right wing as they dribble now at the right elbow. Malik Osborne puts into the hands of Copes Arisa here at the top. Copes Arisa drives inside, missed it. Too strong off the glass, no good. And it gets rebounded by Indiana. Hoosiers leave it over for Fantasy. Dumps it over to the right corner. They take a 3, and finally, somebody hits one right there from the right corner. That is Jerome Hunter. Ties it up at 13 even. Hey, what's good, Peyton? Welcome to the stream here once again, bud. So we get the Florida State fan back onto the channel here. Glad to have you in the stream, bud. Florida State takes the 3, and they knock it down right there from the outside. That's good by Sadar Calhoun. Transfer from the junior college level. Antier is currently in Munich, Germany. 5th game of the season for his league year. Getting 12 goals, 4 games. Got man in the match. That is great, dude. And sleep schedule ruined. Sorry to hear that, man. But, dude, out there living the dream, scoring goals left and right. That's phenomenal, bud. Just keep up the awesome work, man. Indiana had it top of the key, but they lost the basketball. Florida State has it right back off the steal. Seminoles take it up the court, and Indiana will pick up a foul here. It's going to be charged to Jerome Hunter. How do they feel about Rhode Island, and how can they improve? Well, Rhode Island's lost today by 11. They were down. They were getting crushed in that game early. I was looking at the box score when I got home from work, and they were down, I think, by like 18 or 20 or so. But URI's a second-half team. They're a second-half team, so if they get up early, there's a good chance that they can pull out and get that W. The thing for them that they need to improve upon, right now we're on a timeout. We got 11:53 left to go right now, currently in a timeout. Thing that they need to improve upon for URI is free throws. That was number 1 today. They were impressive against San Francisco and South Florida when it came to free throws. They were impressive from 3-point range against Seton Hall, and those two things they lacked today, and they also lacked Fats Russell. That's why they lost once again. They lost because of Fats Russell, because he struggled. And they also lost against Arizona State because Fats Russell fouled out and he struggled. And if your best player on the team shows up for those 2 games, you can easily have 2 more wins underneath their belt. And if you made your free throws against Boston College, you could have easily been undefeated right now for URI. Instead of being 3-3, they could have been 6-0 if they had made free throws, hit their threes, and then had Fats Russell contribute to those games, which he was just no-show once again today. Really struggled. This is the only game today, Ant, that I plan on doing. So this is the only game today. Tomorrow, no streams tomorrow here, as there's not really anything going on. I'm going to watch the Patriots tomorrow. And then on Friday, Kansas takes on Omaha. So I'm going to do that game. Actually, I wasn't sure if I was planning on streaming another one tonight, but they canceled the second game, which would have been a great game, Michigan State against Virginia, but they canceled out that one. So yeah, we're going to be back for a random game on Friday, 7 o'clock Eastern time. Kansas taking on Omaha. I think they're from like the Big Sky or something like that, but it can either go 2 ways. It can be a blowout or it can be a close game, because Kansas barely squeaked by North Dakota State on Saturday. I don't believe so. I don't think I'll be doing Kentucky Notre Dame. I think I'm going to be hanging out with my girlfriend on Saturday afternoon, most likely. I know I'm probably going to be doing an NBA game this weekend. I know definitely it's probably going to be Sunday night for an NBA game. For Lakers-Clippers preseason. That's on Sunday night. So I know that one I'm probably going to do. And also, I'm probably going to be doing Richmond against West Virginia. And then also Texas against Baylor on Sunday too. Oh, yep. Yeah, you guys are correct right there. Yeah. I don't know why I thought the Big Sky. Yeah, Summit League. So kind of in that area or so. So yep, you guys are correct right there. The Summit League with Omaha. We'll see if that just gets to be a blowout or what. They've been putting some random games on like national TV, like lately. I wish, man. I actually don't have that network. They put that on a different network here. I don't get CBSSN with my Sling package. So 16-13 the score currently. We're back from a timeout. Yeah, Clark stepped up big time shooting for Kentucky against Georgia Tech. Just nobody else was able to step up. But if he's able to take that three-point confidence in every single game, that's huge. They just need more players to step up and just not turn it over so many times. Florida State gets the basketball, takes the jumper, top of the free throw circle, no good. Rebound back to Indiana. Hoosiers have as they dribble past half court, Armin Franklin. Bounce past the left elbow, back over to the top here. Franklin has it. Puts the ball into the hands of Christian Lander, the four-star freshman. He has it at the edge of the half-court logo. Slides over to Franklin here. 11:20 left to go. Indiana has it. Passing the post, but Jackson Davis lost control of the basketball. Couldn't grab it cleanly. Florida State comes up with a steal. Seminoles have it at the right corner. Moves it back to the top, back over to the left wing. Gray feeds it inside to Kopsa-Risa. Puts it up. That's good for two. And he also got fouled as well in the post. So that's good for two. But also Kopsa-Risa gets bumped to and fouled. Right there, shooting foul. It's on Jackson Davis as well. Hey, enjoy the rest of your night, Ant. Appreciate Bud for stopping on by. One free throw coming up by Florida State at the line. If you guys are new to the stream, spike that thumbs up, hit that like, hit that sub. I cover play-by-play here, basketball games. I'm behind Eric Basketball. Appreciate it all for stopping on by. Kopsa-Risa, free throw, no good. As it got tipped up, deflected, and it's going to go out of bounds too. It was last touched out of bounds by Indiana. So Florida State's going to get it right back here. So inbound by Florida State. They'll put the ball into the hands of Scotty Barnes now. Barnes dribbles, top of the key, moves it over to the right corner, catch and shoot three. They launch it, high arcing shot, no good by Wyatt Wilkes, and Indiana comes up with a rebound. Hoosiers now have it, sets it up at the right wing with Christian Lander. Lander dribbles now top of the key, moves towards his left of the perimeter. Lander moves towards his right, passes at the right corner. Ball into the hands of Franklin. Bounce pass now inside. Able to get behind the defense. Throw it down for two. Race Thompson puts this one to a three-point game. Florida State pass up the court as they have it underneath. And the camera, for some reason, forgot to pan right there to the basket. And that's going to be a Florida State bucket. That's good for two. Quick points right there. 20-15. 10-15 left to go remaining here in the first half. Indiana moves it around the perimeter. Open three. They take it straight away. Got it. Hits it down from the top of the key. Jerome Hunter sinks it right there. It's a two-point game. Approaching the halfway mark left to go in the first half. Florida State jumper. No good off the mark. Rebound Indiana. Hoosiers now with the ball as they drive inside, and that's going to be a whistle and a foul. No bucket right there. Florida State, right before the dribble drive, commits the offensive foul there. It's going to be by Galloway as Florida State will get the ball right back. Wow, Illinois State beat Greenville 177-108. Oof. Yeah, that's the same team that Murray State demolished, I think, like a week and a half ago. Man. John Wall, Russell Westbrook trade. Well, Washington Wizards looking much better there with Westbrook teaming up with Bradley Beal. And what are the Houston Rockets doing? Now getting John Wall, and they're not knowing like what type of player he'll be, if he'll ever have his explosiveness coming back from injury. Like that's a terrible trade in my opinion. Rockets just I don't know what in the world the Rockets are doing. And now James Harden wants to leave, and he's requesting to go to the 76ers, which would help out Philly a ton with their offense because they need scores in the team there. Indiana down by 4 to get the basketball at the left wing. And the refs blow another whistle, and it's going to be another turnover around the perimeter. Christian Lander, double dribble. It's the 7th turnover by Indiana here. Florida State's going to get it back. So Seminoles now with the basketball once again. 9 minutes remaining here in the first half. Florida State has the top of the key. Scotty Barnes passes Now, inside, back over to Barnes, takes the shot, no good. Offensive rebound, Copes-Arisa, puts it inside to Wilkes, moves it back to the right corner. Right corner three, no good off the mark, and rebound by Indiana, pushing the tempo up the court here. Fast break, going inside, missed the layup, but they get it. Tip in, that is good right there. Sticking to it, and the Hoosiers able to draw a win in two right now. 8:30 left to go. Seminoles ball, bounce pass left baseline, underneath Wilkes. Bounce pass into traffic, Copes-Arisa puts it back outside, into the hands of Gray. Spin move, floats it out to the top of the key. Florida State's going to set it up, 12 on the shot clock. Moves it out to the left corner. Into the hands of Welch, dribbles left baseline, 6 on the shot clock as he is trapped here, looking to pass it, or he's going to take a contested jumper. That is well off the mark. Somehow, though, he gets his offensive rebounds, comes back to him, and Indiana picks up a foul as well. Reaching picked up by Christian Lander as Indiana picks up their 4th personal as the clock will stop now with 8:06. Yeah, definitely need Joel Embiid to stay healthy for Philly for sure. But yeah, they need more center help too. Ever since they released Horford. Florida State gets the inbounds. 8 minutes left to go now. Seminoles take it. Now they have it. Floats it up at the right elbow. That one's no good. They get the offensive rebound though. They'll dribble back out around the perimeter. Passes over to the left corner. Back outside. Wilkes now has it. Bounce pass into traffic. Pickpocketed. Deflected. Stolen by Indiana. One man a beat. They take it up. And that one gets a big block deflected out of bounds by Florida State. So Indiana will have it right back here with 7:42. ESPN releasing its top 11 of 51 players. Behind the Eric fan looking like he's mad about this. They had Zion ahead. I heard about that. They had Zion, who hasn't even played a full season. Never mind, he played like a third of a season or so. Zion ahead of Paul George, Karl Anthony Towns, Kyrie, Trae Young, Russell Westbrook. Oh man, when Zion could only play like a third of the games last year. Just so overhyped. So overhyped. Hey, welcome back, Jose, once again. Watching on another channel. Super Mario Brothers. There we go. Classic throwback game. I used to have Super Mario Brothers. Actually, I still do. I haven't played it in ages, though. It's like the first Nintendo. Like the throwback to the mid 80s there. Nice throwback with Super Smash Mario Brothers. So quick scoreboard update currently so far tonight, as we'll take a look at it right now inside the timeout. VCU up against North Carolina A&T 38-26 currently. Georgia Tech in the ACC Big Ten Challenge taking on Nebraska. Georgia Tech leads 21-18. Arizona up against Cal State Bakersfield 46-26. By the way, Jamerl Baker, a couple of nights ago against Northern Arizona, he hit down, I think it was like 7 3-point shots he made in that game for Jamerl Baker Jr. He used to play at Kentucky too. So that is just a huge slap in the face right there for Kentucky that Jamerl Baker Jr. transferred over to Arizona, and he made 7 3-point shots, I believe, against Northern Arizona a few nights ago. And that's what Kentucky desperately needs, is some sharp shooting perimeter players from the outside. Texas Tech leading Abilene Christian 23-9. Michigan going to put this one in the W column up against Toledo 90-69. Richmond leading Northern Iowa 71-67. Oh man, for Bradley they put the Donovan Mitchell at only number 18. Oh man. Yeah, I think that's very close to Zion, where they put him. They put that article for ESPN Plus, though. So, if you're not a paid subscriber over to ESPN Plus, well, you can't get that article. That's the thing. So, you're paying basically to read that, man, some of the paid stuff Like, they've put some really good basketball games, like top 25 ranked games that they should have put on, like, ESPN or ESPN2. They put on ESPN Plus. They've done that a couple of times this year. And they did that last year a couple of times, too. Like, there was one night where they put Kansas against West Virginia on ESPN Plus instead of ESPN. And on that same night, they put on, I think it was like Nebraska against Ohio State. So we're right back into it. Indiana now with the basketball. At the top of the key, the Hoosiers have it. Al Durham dribbles as Thompson sets the pick. Durham bounce pass over to Jackson Davis now. Backs his way into the post, puts it up off the turnaround, and he gets it a fall. That's good for 2 by Trace Jackson Davis. They're going to count it, and he's going to go to the free throw line as well, shoot 1. Any chance Baylor loses to Stephen F. Austin? That would be quite the upset, but I'm gonna say no there. I think Baylor should be able to get the W. 7:15 left to go. Free throw no good at the line by Jackson Davis. Rebound Florida State. Good game so far. If you're new in the stream, spike the thumbs up. Hit that like, hit that sub. I cover play-by-play here. Basketball behind Eric. Basketball. Pass inside. Florida State puts it up in the key. That's good for 2 by MJ Walker. 24-22, under 7 minutes left to go. Hoosiers take it past half court. Rob Finney now with the basketball. Dribbles towards the left wing perimeter. At the top of the key, Finney moves it out to the right wing. Franklin drives inside now, puts it up, and there's contact in the foul. Armin Franklin going to head to the free throw line. MJ Walker picks up. Actually, it's going to be by Malik Osborne here at Florida State. Number 10, the one who picks up the foul. First free throw coming up at the line by Indiana. Armin Franklin. That one's off the back rim. No good. Wow, Draymond Green played horrible. Averaged 6 points per game. And ESPN had him ranked over Sabonis, Kemba, and D'Angelo Russell. Wow. What's good there, Big and Kai Malik? Appreciate Bud on the stream. Second free throw here. That one's good. 24-23 to score. Probably most likely not. I don't even know what network that's on right now. Maybe on the SEC network, which I don't have here. It's a premium channel. I don't get that with my package for some reason. The schedule's so different, like every single day or so. There seems like there's a new game posted on. Now one jumper and turn around to the key. Good for 2 by Florida State. 3-point game. Indiana with the basketball. Pass over to the top of the key. Durham. Dribble drive inside. Puts it up. That rolls around the rim, and that is good. Approaching the 6-minute mark remaining. Florida State has it now with the ball. Anthony Polite puts it outside. Almost stolen away. Able to get it back to Osborne, who he hands it over here. Passes back out to the top. FSU has it with 5:45 left to go. Puts it inside, floats it up. There's contact here, no foul. Refs say play on. Rebound, Indiana. For sure, Ty. It's going to be an awesome game, hopefully. Carl Johanna, what's good here for stopping them by, bud? Total points for this one. I predicted, I think, 68-66 for that one for my prediction. 5:20 left to go. Indiana takes the 3. No good off the mark. Rebounds right back over to Florida State. So yeah, I had 134. So I'm gonna take the under for that. So I'll take the under 145 if I had to predict it. Florida State jumper. That one's up. No good off the back rim. Rebound back over to Indiana. Both these teams going cold recently. What's good here, Ralph? Welcome to the stream, man. Appreciate it for stopping on by. My October 20th twin back out onto the channel here. Indiana floats it up, no good in the key. Rebound, Florida State. Seminoles drive inside, puts it up, and contact here as they're going to head to the free throw line. Shooting 2 coming up. It's Raekwon Gray, number 1, as the clock stops with 4:49. If you're new in the stream, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that sub. I cover play-by-play basketball. I'm behind Eric Basketball. Yeah, those pretty cool jerseys they got with the gold. Look pretty nice there. Gold and maroon. First free throw, no good at the line by Raekwon Gray for FSU. Second free throw, that one's up, that one's good. 27-25 to score. 4:49 left to go. Indiana's going to get the inbound coming up. Down by one possession. Finney takes it past half court. Finney moves it over to the top here to Durham. Durham looking to pass it. He does. Puts the ball now into the hands of Finney once again. Slides over to the left wing. As they dribble now. Left baseline. Almost lost it, but they get it right back. Shovels it out to the right corner to the right wing. Indiana dribbles. Dish out to the left wing. He's open. Takes the three. Finney couldn't get it. A rebound back to FSU. Florida State with 4:20 left to go on the clock now. Burst of speed inside off the stutter step. Couldn't finish, but his teammate right there able to pick it up. As that is good for two. Up and in off the backboard by MJ Walker. 29-25 now the score. 4 minutes even. Left to go remaining. Hoosiers basketball here before we head into halftime. Yeah, Iowa, Gonzaga, and Virginia Villanova, they legit put, like, competing games that's, like, really good against each other. Like tonight's game, because Virginia against Michigan State, that one got canceled, and they got stuck with Northwestern against Pittsburgh for the late game tonight. Instead of scattering them out where they had competing yesterday was Illinois and Duke, and the same time slot was Rutgers against Syracuse. They should have scattered them out like better than that or so as far as the better matchups. 3:33 remaining left to go here. We're going to take a timeout right now on the court. So yeah, good game so far. 29-25 the score currently so far in this one. Of course, Indiana once again struggling from the perimeters. They just aren't a hot three-point shooting team so far this season. Trace Jackson Davis so far has only got 6 points in this game. I think the key of this game for Indiana, if they want to pull out the W, you got to start feeding the ball inside here to Trace Jackson Davis into the post. That's going to be the key for the second half, to feed in your big man, go right back over to the basics. For Florida State in this game, forcing the turnovers. That's what they've done. Indiana's turned it over 7 times. Florida State 3 steals, led to a couple points. Also got a couple of putbacks as well. Not sure yet if I'll be on Saturday. I'll be out probably early in the day, so I'm not sure about this Saturday. I know probably next Saturday. I'll be on the following Saturday because it's the 19th. They got some really good games like Iowa Gonzaga's on, and then yeah, UNC is against Ohio State right after that, and then Kentucky against UCLA too is in that. So Richmond has won against Northern Iowa 78-68 the final. Quick scoreboard update of other games going on. Georgia Tech up against Nebraska 25-24. Clemson winning today as part of the ACC Big Ten Challenge. So second win for the ACC. Clemson won 67-51 over Maryland. VCU going to improve to 4-2. They're up against North Carolina A&T 47-26 there. And then for games currently going on, Arizona all over Cal State Bakersfield 46-26. Texas Tech up against Abilene Christian 23-14. Michigan with a W 91-71 over Toledo. Hey, what's good, Dyer? Welcome to the stream, man. Hope all is going well. Glad to have you back on the channel, bud. Yeah, Notre Dame, Kentucky, that's at noontime. I think I'll probably be out during the day or so on Saturday. Isn't really much going on Saturday. They put them like all on premium channels, I think, for a lot of this stuff, because college football is a huge week this Saturday. So yeah, good game so far. Florida State at home, up by 4 here. Indiana on a little bit of a scoring drought. They've yet to score a single bucket in the last 2.5 minutes or so. And as far as the leading scores for this game, for tonight, Leading the way for Florida State. Nobody scored double-digit points in this game so far. 8 points by the big man, Balsa Kopsarisa for FSU. 4 for 6 in the paint tonight. And then 6 points by MJ Walker, 6 by Raekwon Gray. They were doing it with multiple players last season as far as the Seminoles. They were one of the deepest teams in all college basketball last year. 29-25 to score. Indiana's going to get the inbounds. So we'll get right back into it. 3.5 actually it's going to go to Florida State. So Florida State gets the inbound. 3.5 left to go. Seminoles have it. Raekwon Evans puts it now into the key as that's going to get tapped away, intercepted in the post by Indiana. He goes to Hoosiers right back. Pass of the court. There was a lot of contact in the collision, and the refs say play on, no whistle. Florida State gets the ball off the steal as they put it up into the post. Ball gets deflected, but they get it right back. FSU has it. Right baseline dribble. Inside, turnaround jumper. Puts it up. Hit the front rim. Tipped up in the air. Kopsarisa, offensive rebound. Puts up a high shot. No good. And out of all of that, somehow they get the tip in for 2 by Raekwon Gray. Somehow they did it. Man, they got red jerseys all over the place. At least 3 Indiana defenders trying to swarm right there to Raekwon Gray. And somehow he got it. And he also got fouled on the grounds. The clock will start with 2:55. Hey, what's good, Harry? Welcome to the stream. Penn State and Clemson should be in the top 25. I'm not going to put Clemson in the top... Penn State in the top 25 right now. Clemson's working their way up there. So Clemson's definitely working their way up there. I'm not sold on Penn State. I think it's more for Virginia Tech. Is just more like a one-hit wonder for Virginia Tech. And, Virginia Tech's not sustainable to be a top 25 team. Because Penn State had lost against Seton Hall a few days before that. 31-25 to score. Indiana has it back with 2:45 left to go. I would go Florida in the top 25 before those two teams. Florida, St. Louis, Oklahoma State, Missouri, UConn. I would take those teams before Clemson. Clemson's been impressive, though, lately. And then Clemson in the next grouping. Indiana goes dribble jive inside. There's contact there and a foul picked up. Clock will stop with 2:24. Arizona State. I'll take a look and I'll see if I can check. Yeah, I think the Pac-12 released their schedule, rather recently. They finally released their, full schedule. Let's see here. Arizona State. It's going to be on January 21st. First free throw. That's up. That's good. 31-26 to score. So, January 21st and then also March 6th. So, 2 games there. So, the 21st of January and then March 6th. Second free throw. That's up. That's good. 31-27. 2:20 left to go before halftime. Seminoles basketball. They have it at the right wing perimeter. Florida State dribbles here. As they'll make their move inside. A lot of contact once again. That's going to be an Indiana blocking foul. And the Seminoles will head to the free throw line. They're also in the bonus as well. Am I into high school basketball? Not really that much for high school basketball. It's more NBA and college for high school basketball. Over high school basketball. The thing about it is they have some good schools and they just dominate like the rest of them. Yeah, the rise of James Bouknight for UConn. He's looking like a first-round draft pick. So good right now for James Bouknight. First free throw, Florida State knocks it down. Do I think Duke and Illinois should rematch next year at Illinois? Yes, I think they should. If so, who do you think would win that game? Still really early. I'd probably go with Duke, because this is probably it for Illinois for DeSumo and Coburn there. And Duke's going to bring in probably another stat class for Duke once again. So I go with Duke there for next season if they did rematch. Second free throw, good at the line by Florida State. They're up by 6. Indiana puts up the jumper. That one in the post is no good. Rebound Florida State. Seminoles have it. Dish it out to the right corner. Good passing. Catch and shoot three. They take it. No good off the mark. They get the offensive rebound. Seminoles have it right back. They'll set up the offense into the hands of Polite. Moves it over back to the right wing. Spin move. Inside Walker. Takes it. No good. Off the back rim and another foul picked up. As the Hoosiers gonna... Oh no, they're gonna blow the whistle. They say it's on MJ Walker. That was a late call. So it's gonna be on MJ Walker here that there was a turnover. Yeah, pushed off with the elbow. I don't know. Didn't look clear to me about that. Didn't look like there was any push off at all. That looked more like it was Indiana than Florida State. So the ball goes right back over to Indiana. Hey, what's good, Nag? Welcome back on the stream. Selecting Hunter Dickinson this year from Michigan. Tidestown, very small, like less than 500 people. High school stands can hold 700 fans. Play a lot of big schools there, looks like. That's good. Getting some exposure out there. Turnaround jumper. That one at the right baseline's good for Indiana. Race Thompson for two. 1 minute left to go. Florida State has it. Passes over to the left baseline. Copes-Arisa puts his move inside, no good, tipped up in the air, and the ball gets deflected out of bounds as well by Florida State. So, Indiana will have it right back with 55 seconds. Jagon, welcome to the stream, bud. Yeah, interesting matchup for sure here with these two teams. Would I do a 24-hour live stream? I don't think I'm able to do that. I think YouTube only chops it up into 8 hours of time or so. That would be a lot of time on my hands, though. That would be a nice no. Nice no to stay up for 24 hours. I do know that somebody did that, though. He was up for the full 24 hours. No. Don't eat with a mask on. 55 seconds remaining. I know somebody that drinks with a mask on, though. I think that was brought up a couple moments ago. 50 seconds left to go. Indiana gets the ball, takes it past half court. Finney at the left wing, moves over to the right corner perimeter. Now they pass it inside over to Jackson Davis. He puts it up with a hook shot. He gets it. That's good for two. Look like this. It's got a 2-point game right now. Indiana drawn back, only down by 2. Tyler, welcome back. Yeah, this has been a great game so far. Timeout taken here on the court. Leonard Hamilton for Florida State. So they're going to take a stoppage in time now with 32 seconds. Yeah, so we were talking about high school basketball earlier. Yeah, IMG Academy dominates. Or so a couple of really big teams for high school just absolutely dominates. Yeah, he's actually been on here since I think around the playoffs or so, around August or so. So I'll ask him if he wants when he comes back, because he's been on here a long time. 33-31 the score, 31 seconds left to go. Reformable, welcome to the stream, man. Dude, Aaron Rodgers looking solid so far this season, man. Blessed to have him on my fantasy team. I think he's got a great chance to win the MVP. Florida State gets the inbound, 25 seconds left to go. Seminoles have it at the top of the key. Raekwon Evans dribbles, 6-second differential shot clock and game clock. So they have it at the left wing perimeter. Now the dribble drive inside, puts it up, gets blocked out of bounds from behind. Indiana with a huge swat out of bounds, 4 on the shot clock, 11 seconds left to go. As Trace Jackson Davis got the block, and Florida State's going to get the inbound coming up underneath their hoop. Hey, enjoy the rest of your night, Big and Kind Malik. Inbound coming up here for Florida State, 11 seconds remaining before halftime. Seminoles with the inbound. Underneath, they pass it, and the refs are going to call this one out of bounds by Florida State. Off the fingertips are Wyatt Wilkes. The initial call was out of bounds by Indiana, and then Oh, no. Okay, so they just reversed it again. Okay, so they just reversed it again. It's going to be out of bounds by Indiana. So out of bounds by Indiana. That was close to being out of bounds by Wyatt Wilkes. Florida State gets the inbound. Catch and shoot. Fade away. Left corner. No good off the mark. Rebound back to the Hoosiers. Indiana now with the basketball with a chance to tie. No. The ball gets stolen away at half court, and Florida State going to put up 2 extra points right there. Or is it going to count? It's right at the horn. They're going to review this one. Slam dunk right at the halftime horn. If it counts, it's going to be 2 more for the Seminoles. Right now, it's 33-31 off the steal at half court by Raekwon Evans. What a steal as he poked the ball loose out of the fingertips there. Number 1 for Indiana. And they'll check it. Right now, we get the score 33-31 currently. As we're going to go into halftime. Aljami Durham lost it at half court. Quite a bit of Indiana turnovers in that first half. And that's been the difference here. Florida State hasn't played like the best basketball so far. Shooting really low from the floor. 37% in that first half. And Florida State as well. This is only their second game of the season currently. I wasn't sure like what to expect here for the Seminoles tonight. Because it was tough basing off their first game. So, yeah, I think it was late. So, yeah, they haven't counted it. So, 33-31. Never counted it. And that's how we're going to go up at halftime here. So, it's still stuck at the 2-point lead by Florida State. Welcome back. Brian here for stopping on by. Oh, sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, that was just unfortunate, bud. I feel you. I feel you, man. Maryland was just completely stuck. Could not break the Clemson defense at all today. And now for Clemson, they're looking on the rise here to be a top 25 team very, very soon for Clemson. They're one of my surprises this season. I thought that Clemson would be pretty decent or so, being like the bubble conversation, but this early on, I didn't think that Clemson would have been like right now at 4-0. And just with a dominating win over Maryland today. Just like that. And their defense was a huge reason why. Just completely stopping Maryland left and right. Alright, so this is 1 out of 2 games part of the ACC Big Ten Challenge at halftime. Other game, Georgia Tech up against Nebraska, 32-30 at the half currently. As for the other games going on college basketball right now, as we'll take a look at those. Arizona up against Cal State Bakersfield, 54-31. Texas Tech up against Abilene Christian. They only scored 23 points in the first half. Somehow they led at halftime. That's a low scoring game there. Hopefully you took the under if you bet on that one. 23-14 at halftime. Texas Tech up against Abilene Christian. And Michigan won against Toledo today, 91-71. Richmond won against Northern Iowa, 78-58. Cincinnati over Furman, 78-73. And then Wisconsin over Rhode Island today, URI. Lost by 11, though. They came back late in the game. But 73-62, Wisconsin got the W. Providence with a nice victory over TCU today. And courtesy of David Duke, 28 points, made 11 shots from the floor. And Providence over TCU on the road, 79-70. What's good, Elk? Appreciate for stopping by. Hope all is well. Ethan. San Diego State shouldn't be in the top 25. Yeah, I agree there, man. They are good, but there's other teams that are better. Yeah, I agree. They won against UCLA, but they went into overtime against Pepperdine. And yeah, there's other teams I think that should have got put above San Diego State in that category. Florida, St. Louis, Oklahoma State, I would have had above San Diego State. Missouri, UConn. Those teams I would have had over San Diego State in the top 25. Yeah, Abilene Christian, Matt puts out pretty good. Yeah, they're undefeated right now. The problem is they can't score against Texas Tech. But the good sign is they held them. They held them in the first half. They're still very well in the game though. So even though they just couldn't score, they scored 14 at the half. They're still in the game. Huh, wow. they're not projected to win their conference. Interesting. Wow. Yeah, wow, that's shocking that they could very well have a great season with single digit losses this year. Yeah, Pepperdine's pretty solid. They took UCLA into overtime too. And yeah, the WCC's got a couple really good teams outside of Gonzaga and BYU. Pepperdine, and then San Francisco too has done good stuff so far. So WCC's on the upswing. Oklahoma State struggled with mid-majors. Yeah, they won against Oral Roberts yesterday. They've managed to find ways to win. So Oklahoma State's still undefeated. Xavier's had that trouble too. That they've won games. They've won 3 really close games for Xavier. They're still undefeated. But same with Oklahoma State, but just able to get the job done. Yep, I got K-State. Oh man, what embarrassing fashion yesterday. I can't believe that the head coach Bruce Weber just hasn't got fired yet. Yo, what about Pacific? I think they're probably gonna be like mid-pack or so WCC. There's like the teams at the constant bottom, like Portland, Loyola, Marymount, Santa Clara. Those teams are gonna be at the very bottom of the WCC. I feel like that Pacific's probably gonna be up ahead of those. And yeah, St. Mary's also. St. Mary's lost a lot, but St. Mary's has been pretty solid. And they played stiffer competition than usual. They haven't played like any like really like easy teams this year for St. Mary's, I don't believe. Yeah, Ethan thinks his high school team would beat Kansas State. Yeah, big oof yesterday there by Kansas State. Oklahoma State, what they get banned from the NCAA? It was an associate. I think it was back in 2017. He accepted bribes there for the program, and it was like I think it was around like 11,000 or so worth of bribes, and now they get punished for it. It's unfortunate that they get punished for it when the associate isn't there anymore, and it happened like 3 or 4 years ago too. It's too bad. So ACC Big Ten Challenge, what's going on so far in these games? And it's 6-2 in favor of Big Ten, looking good. On the first night, put their stamp as the top conference in all college basketball. As I'll just give you guys a rundown what happened here. The first game back yesterday, it was Miami, who was trailing by 20 at one point. They came back, they beat Purdue 58-54 without their top scorer. So the ACC won the first game yesterday, so they were up 1-0. And then Minnesota in the second game won against Boston College, came back in overtime. And Minnesota undefeated right now, and they can score points. Marcus Carr, Gabe Kalsher, a great transfer they got in the backcourt with Boot Gotch from Utah. And this team can score points with Minnesota. And they beat Boston College 85-80. They're going to be a team not to be messing around with. They're a possible sleeper to maybe get into the tournament there. Right now, I feel like they're going to be on like the bubble, like right to Selection Sunday, considering how deep their conference is for the Big Ten. And then Ohio State as well. They came back. They beat Notre Dame. Penn State won it for the ACC, Penn State won it for the Big Ten over the ACC of Virginia Tech. Crushed Virginia Tech 75-55. And Illinois yesterday, the game I called, as they were just controlling that entirety of that game over Duke yesterday, 83-68. And then Rutgers over Syracuse, 79-69. I also called Iowa against UNC, and Iowa was just, oh man, they were lighting it up all cylinders yesterday from the outside. Jordan Bohannon, he had 7 3-point shots, 24 points. And yeah, Iowa won that game 93-80. And then today, Clemson came out, their defense just on all cylinders, playing so well. Clemson got the W over Maryland, 67-51. Who they got, Florida or Missouri? It's a good one right there, Ty. Ooh. I'm going to take Florida right now for the edge. So, Matt's going to go Missouri there. Earlier would have said Florida. Yeah, that's going to be such a close game when they play each other. Missouri and Florida. It's looking like it's those two teams at the top of the conference with Arkansas there. Dakota, welcome back onto the channel, bud. It's looking Florida will win that 78-75. I saw that Missouri's got a game over on CBS coming up to start off the new year. So, if I'm around that day, I think it's the day after New Year. I'll hopefully stream that game. Hopefully, if there's not like a really good game going on. That's the first game though. That's an early game. Top 3 of this draft here. So Ethan's got Cade Cunningham, Suggs, and either Zaire or Jalen Green. Yeah, I go Cade Cunningham number 1, Jalen Suggs number 2, and then number 3, probably Jalen Green at number 3, or Evan Mobley is up there as well. I'd say he's top 5 for Evan Mobley. This is a pretty good class that they got. Yeah, Missouri, Arkansas, that should be a really good game at noontime on a great start to start out 2021. January 2nd, 2021. The game's at Arkansas that day. But you're looking at Missouri here going into that matchup. It's going to be interesting because if they pull off victories here, if they win against Illinois, definitely going to be ranked there for Missouri. And then they got the game today against Liberty. That's a game not to be sleeping on. That one I think is going to tip off any minute from now or so against Liberty, or actually maybe tipped off. Also, they got another game against Bradley too I'm looking at. And then Tennessee is on their schedule. Yeah, they got Tennessee right off the bat. They got 2 chances to make a statement there for some really big wins for Missouri. Tennessee to close out the year. Illinois on Saturday. Wow. Man, Ty puts out his friends who are Kansas fans said that aren't good if you're top 25, only good if you're in the top 10. Well, I'm really interested to see how Kansas goes throughout this season. I'm just not digging Kansas, even though Kansas, in my opinion, keeps on improving. They've been improving compared to what the three blue bloods have done with Kansas, Duke, and Kentucky. Duke and Kentucky are on the downfall. Kansas is on the upswing. Kansas just got blown past in the first game against Gonzaga, and I just can't figure out Kansas lately. Jalen Wilson stepped up in a huge way, but they barely beat North Dakota State, and then they win against Creighton, which I feel like Creighton was put way too high as well. So I feel like that was more of a matchup between two teams because Kansas is at number 5. I think they're more at 11 or so, or 12 instead of number 5 right now. And Creighton is more like a 17 or 18, more likely, and not really playing like a number 7 for Creighton. Yeah, that's awesome to start out the new year. A lot of good games on January 2nd. Hopefully we'll have as many as possible. Hopefully we don't get those to be just canceled or so. Dakota's teacher tests negative. There you go. That's some positive news there, so she can come back after testing positive last week. There you go. She able to pass the test this time. That's great. So, of course, wishing your teacher a speedy recovery there, Dakota. Hopefully she's feeling fine, and hopefully she'll be back to business with no problem. Behind the arc fans got Cade Cunningham, Jalen Green, Mobley, Kuminga as well, which I would have loved to see play college this year. Jalen Johnson, Jalen Suggs, Zaire Williams, B.J. Boston, Terrence Clark in there for his top list. If those two even go to the draft for B.J. Boston and Terrence Clark, if Kentucky just keeps on falling down and down, maybe they want to come back and try another season for Kentucky if they just can't get it together, if they just can't figure it out this year. Somebody had commented in one of my, it was at the end of the Georgia Tech Kentucky stream, that he saw that there was like a lot of transfers coming, and if they can't get used to Coach Cal yelling at Kentucky this year, and yeah, that might very well happen. There could be a lot of players transfer out. We saw that last season happen. It was Johnny Juzang who transferred out, and he went over to UCLA. So a couple young players that they could have really used, that could have stayed with the program, that transferred out for Kentucky. Vaughn's not going back in person for school until January. Well, there you go, and that's good for you, I guess. Over here in the state of Massachusetts, where I live, they say get the students back in the classroom. No student should be not in the classroom right now. That's what they say over here in my state. Yeah, definitely behind the arc fan. This draft class absolutely loaded, man. Quick scoreboard update. A couple games I've yet to cover as far as the scoreboard updates. Arkansas looking good up against Southern, 27-13. Xavier taking out Oklahoma. This is a low-key matchup here that's pretty good. Xavier leads at 29-27. We'll monitor that. Liberty tied up against Missouri 8-8. So, yeah, we're going to monitor that matchup for you guys. That's a good one. Xavier against Oklahoma going on right now as part of the Big East Big 12 battle. Both of those teams pretty even with each other. Hey, what's good, Armando? Welcome back in the stream, bud. I'm doing pretty well. Hope all is going well. Dakota's going to be playing high school football next year. Best of luck to you, bro. Looks like Matt's out in Florida. Schools are open. Looks like with strict policies he's got over there. Missouri, Arkansas on January 2nd. Iowa, Rutgers. Yeah, some really good games. San Francisco, Gonzaga. That's probably going to be like a 10 o'clock tip-off or something like that for Eastern time. They usually put the Gonzaga games in like a weekend night, like a 10 o'clock tip-off usually. Texas, Kansas. Oklahoma, West Virginia. Yeah, really good games there. Wow. Virginia Tech, Virginia as well. Oklahoma State against Texas Tech as we're back into action here. Indiana left corner three. They take it. That's an air ball, but they're going to get the offensive rebound. Chase Jackson Davis takes it. Floats it up. Shot gets denied at the right baseline. Florida State gets it right back. That was poor clock management to start off for the Hoosiers in the second half. Florida State has it. Inside the post. Got a quick foul picked up. Clock will stop with 19:22. Some schools open here in California, but his school is sending kids in school in January, it looks like, for Armando right now out in California as well. What's good, Goody? Welcome to the stream, bud. Hope all is well. Tide's going to take Indiana in this one as Bradley's back here. I predicted Indiana for this one. Close game, 68-66. Really, really close. Florida State at the free throw line, shooting 2. First shot's up now and no good off the back rim. Yeah, if Duke continues to lose, get worse. Yeah, Jalen Johnson, I agree. He might come back for next season. Yeah, I feel like Duke should have got back Cassius Stanley, too. I think it was way too early for Stanley to declare for the draft. He should have gave it another season. Second free throw, no good at the line by Florida State. Indiana now with the basketball top of the key. Yeah, Virginia Tech yesterday got absolutely destroyed against Penn State. Right corner perimeter. Indiana puts it up. Ball gets deflected, stolen away. Hoosiers here struggling with turnovers today. That's their 10th total turnover. Florida State has it right back off the steal. Right corner perimeter. Moves over to the left wing. Seminoles now with the basketball. 18:45 left to go. Pass inside. Copes-Arisa puts it up, and that's good for 2. Up and in off the glass. But a big fella right there. 7-footer. Balsa Copes-Arisa. Ethan can't wait for NC State to go out and win all their games this month and then lose the rest. Classic NC State. It was back in 2019. I remember that they only had 9 losses and they missed the tournament. They were like I think they were like the #1 overall seed or something close to that in the NIT in 2019 because they had the easiest non-conference schedule in all college basketball. So they won all their non-conference games and then they went to conference play and they posted a 500 record in the ACC. Indiana got fouled. They're at the free throw line shooting 2 with Trace Jackson Davis. First shot's up. That's good. 3-point game. Just curious, would they give an 8 or 9-year-old a mod? It depends on how the person acts, I guess. I usually don't ask for age, usually. A lot of people, I don't usually know their age on here. I know some of the people's ages, but not most of them. So just if they keep on coming back and they behave, basically. That's it. But if they're a good 8 or 9-year-old, yeah, no problem. Florida State turned it over in a key. It's going to get right back over to Indiana here with the basketball. They take the 3 straight away. They hit it. We're tied up, even. 35-35 as we got 17-45. And they're gonna take that. Actually, they're gonna take it as a 2. So his foot was on the line off the jumper. Armin Franklin hit it, but the refs say that his foot was on the line, so they take it as a 2. So it's a 1-point game instead. 35-34. Florida State has it inside the post, puts it up. That's good for 2 for the Seminoles. They went back outside. They hit that one, so it's good for 3 for the Seminoles there. So 38-34, the score. Do I think David Johnson could be ready for the NBA after this season? I think there's a chance, Bradley. I'd probably like to see him back for another year. I think this year he's going to break out, but if he comes back for another season, I think he'd be having like an even greater impact there. Yeah, James Harden trade. Looking like he could very well go to Philadelphia now and not go into practice for Houston. And I heard that he needs 6. That was definitely a 3. Okay, a couple moments ago, Indiana shot at the top of the key, and he rolled it to 2. His foot was behind the line. That was definitely a 3 by Indiana. And they gave Rob Finney the 2. Wow. Yeah, because when I called that, I was like, we're tied up at 35. It's completely a 3. And they gave it a 2 for Indiana. So yeah, James Harden needs 6 negative tests in order to return to his team to start the preseason. If he wants to come back to Houston, which might not look like that right now. Indiana got fouled. They're at the free throw line here. 17 minutes left to go. First free throw is up. That one's good. If you guys are new in the stream, spike that thumbs up, hit that like, hit that sub, everybody, as I cover play-by-play here, basketball, behind here at basketball. That's awesome, Ethan. Uploading a video right now. He likes Georgia closer than most think here. Second free throw, that's good by Indiana. 2-point game. 16:50 left to go. Colin, what's good here, bud? Yeah, sorry to hear that. So sorry to hear that, bud. Maryland just no-show today. I can't believe it. Like, Clemson's defense is legit. 16:40 left remaining. Indiana has it. Drives inside, and this is a tie game. That's good by Armin Franklin. Puts it up and in with a left hand off the backboard. What a game here, folks. Florida State has the basketball with 16.5 left to go. Entry pass inside. Copes Arisa puts it up. The shot gets blocked out of bounds. And the clock will start with 16:23 as Jackson Davis swatted that one out of bounds. Mod here, it's the people in the chat that show up with a blue wrench, Davis. So those are the people with a mod. Keep on coming back. It usually takes about 3 months or so to get a mod here on the channel. But what a mod can do is if anybody posts like anything like inappropriate or anything, the mods can remove that from the chat. Florida State inside, turnaround jumper, no good by Copes Arisa as the ball gets tapped up in the air, and Copes Arisa picks up the foul as well. So it's going to be Indiana basketball coming up, non-shooting foul. It's the 3rd personal by the Seminoles in the second half here. Is the Sam Houston State game going on? No, that game got postponed. Houston had to postpone because they had positive tests in their team. So Houston is now on pause. Houston's on pause. Virginia's on pause. UConn's on pause. Those are some of the big name teams that's been on like pause recently. And there's teams that haven't even played a game yet, like Temple, DePaul, UMass, St. Bonaventure. Tied up at 38. Top of the key here, Indiana. So they have the basketball. Raquan Gray moves it over to the left wing. Or it's going to be back to Indiana, actually. So it's Durham here going to take the three. And no good. Hit the front rim and fight for the rebound. They get it. Right back out. Slides it over to the right wing. Passes over to the top, but going to have a whistle and a foul. Clock will stop with 15:37. That's going to be picked up by Florida State. Reaching by Malik Osborne as the clock will stop. And we're going to head to a timeout as well. What's good, Brady? Welcome to the stream, man. Yeah, I was getting ready for that game. It's unfortunate that we can't see the Hauser brothers play against each other for the first time. Hopefully they'll schedule that, though. Why don't I like NC State? Never get the full story. It was back in February. Somebody in the chat, his name was NC State fan, and yeah, he got kicked out of the stream. He was making fun of a couple of the mods on the stream. Just really inappropriate. Just really just a rude person in the chat for NC State fan or so. So he got kicked out, and yeah, that just made me angry about that. He wrecked a really good stream because we had the game that I covered. It was my favorite team, by the way, Providence, and we were covering Providence against Villanova, and yeah, there was a lot of just disrespect by the person on the channel, NC State fan, his name was, during that one. Hey, what's good, Bill? Welcome to the stream, bud. Do I like Pepperdine over Cal? That's a good question here. Really good question, man. I know Vaughn's a Cal fan out on the chat here, and I think he's in the Pacific as well, but Pepperdine's pretty good. They're a pretty good team. Yeah, I would go yes there. I would actually take Pepperdine over Cal. I think Cal's going to finish around 9th in the Pac-12 this season, and Pepperdine's going to be a top-tier WCC team, Gonzaga, BYU, and then Pepperdine in San Francisco. I would take Pepperdine in a really close game. They gave UCLA a really tough matchup. Yeah, that was a daytime game. That was a noontime tip-off. That was a noontime tip-off for me, so probably behind the Arc fan out in Australia. It was probably like in the middle of the morning or so. 23-12, Texas up against Texas State. Thanks so much, bud, for the update. Right now, scoreboard update. Georgia Tech, by the way, they beat Kentucky by 17. Now they're losing to Nebraska by 6. Nebraska leads at 40-34 over Georgia Tech. Yikes. This is a Nebraska team that was just terrible last year. It was so bad for Nebraska last season. It came down, they were out of players last year that they were using football players for the Big Ten tournament because they just ran out of players in their roster. They had players suspended last season. Great low-key matchup going on currently over on FS1. Xavier leading Oklahoma 41-35 in that game. As far as other games currently going on, Arkansas up against Southern 40-15. Texas leading Texas State 23-16. Baylor about to tip off in just a minute against Stephen F. Austin. There's a couple other really good games going on. We'll keep you guys posted. Texas Tech currently playing in their game as well. Texas Tech, whoa, that's tight. Texas Tech up against Abilene Christian, 31-29, wow. And we'll keep you guys posted. That's a really low-scoring game. What's good? Snake Durant, go. Welcome back on the stream. Jackson, welcome on board here. Do I think Liberty can have a 4-loss season, like, again? Maybe. I'm going to go probably a little bit higher, though. Probably like 6 or so for their loss this year, if I had to predict their loss mark. 30, so it's 39-38 after the timeout. Indiana at the free throw line hits down the free throw. 39-38 to score. Okay, interesting. Thanks so much for the update, Bradley. That's odd. I don't know why it says 0-0 over when I looked on it on ESPN. Yeah, okay, yeah, that tipped off a long time ago. 22-15. Yeah, that's odd. It says 0-0 when I looked through it. All right, we're back into it. 15-10 left to go. Florida State down by 2 now as Indiana hit down both of their free throws to the line. Seminoles floated up. That one is up, and that's good for 2. We're tied up here. Who do I think's going to win? I predicted Indiana in this one, 68-66. Yeah, Abilene Christian is undefeated. They're not looking like a bad team at all. I think they're going to get into the tournament from their conference this year if they keep on playing like that. Jackson Davis, bounce pass to the backdoor cut there into the hands of Franklin, couldn't convert, and a big rebound underneath by the Seminoles. Florida State now has the basketball. Raekwon Gray puts at the top of the key, slides over to the right wing to Calhoun. Calhoun now dribbles, drives inside, floats it up, no good off the back rim, tipped up, rebounds, offensive board by Florida State. They get it right back. 14-20 left to go. If you guys are new in the stream, spike that thumbs up, hit that like, hit that sub, ring that notification bell as well as I cover play-by-play basketball. Jumper no good off the mark by Florida State. Rebound Indiana. Hoosiers have it. Pass inside over to Jackson Davis. Gets behind the defense, throws it down with a one-handed flush. Hoosiers take the lead right now, 42-40. Trace Jackson Davis, leading scorer for Indiana tonight, 14 points. 4 for 7 from the floor here. He's got 8 rebounds. 13:55 left to go. As we get a stoppage in time right now on the court, there's going to be a timeout currently. This is the only game I'll be doing today, Brady. So next stream, I'm going to be off tomorrow, and then next stream I plan on doing is going to be on Friday. It's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be Kansas against Omaha since there's like no other good games going on or so, but it's either going to be a blowout or shockingly close there, I feel like, for that one. Hey, what's good, Ant Plays? Welcome to stream, bud. Do I think Kentucky will go to the NIT? I still have them in the NCAA tournament right now, but they got a lot of improving to do. We'll have to wait more to conference play. The college basketball season's a marathon. I'm still going to take Kentucky in the tournament. That I have faith that they're going to turn it around somehow this season. Favorite college basketball coach, Snake Durant puts out. Likes Rick Pitino there. Mine's Ed Cooley. I'm a big PC fan for the Friars. By the way, big Providence win today on the road at TCU. And, by the way, Abilene Christian is leading Texas Tech 36-35. So, Texas Tech, this team is deep. This team was looking good through the first 2 games. And then they were a no-show. An absolute no-show against Houston. And today, once again, Texas Tech is at home, and they're a no-show here against Abilene Christian. Or Abilene Christian's actually good, 36-35. So this is a team to monitor. They're going to be receiving votes in the top 25 for Abilene Christian if they keep this up. They're going to be receiving votes right outside the top 25 poll soon. Yeah, Omaha, Vaughn. So Omaha from the Summit League, who they put on ESPN2 on Friday. I don't get, like, the scheduling the games. Like, they put some of these, like, really good matchups over on, like, ESPN Plus or, like, the SEC network or the Big Ten network. And, they put Omaha against Kansas on a Friday night on ESPN2. It doesn't really make any sense. It's quite odd why they schedule stuff out. Like, tonight they got Northwestern. Like, they got one of the worst Big Ten ACC challenge games on tonight. Both of the teams probably not going to make the tournament. Northwestern and Pitt tonight for that game. When they had conflicting Duke and Illinois yesterday, at the same time they had Syracuse against Rutgers. That I know that Michigan State against Virginia got canceled. Obviously, it would have been an amazing game. They released it ahead of time, but it's too bad. Really too bad that we couldn't have known ahead of time about Virginia if they could have withdrew ahead of time or so. So they could have changed up the schedule. Hey, welcome back, Jacob the Kid here, Roger. And, yep, Illinois State scored 177. As we got right back into it, 42-40. Yeah, Jackson Hayes a beast here, Jacob the Kid punting out. I remember him from the Summer League. He had a nasty dunk in one of the games in the Summer League. 42 even. He's going to have a pretty good career, I feel like. LaMelo and Zion and the whole Pelicans there. Such a young team. Got a great career right ahead of them. And it's going to be good for Jackson Hayes to just overshadow Steven Adams, a veteran center. And play on his team for this season, as they got Steven Adams now for the Pelicans. 42 even right now as Florida State gets the steal. They're going to take the drive right into the key. We get a contact here and a foul picked up on the court. The clock will stop with 13:16. Welcome to the stream, Madden Pro. Glad to have you in the stream, bud. Jacob the Kid looking for Florida to shoot all over Florida State, looks like, this Saturday in that game. If you guys are new, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that sub. I cover play-by-play basketball here on Behind the Arc Basketball. It was an offensive foul, though, by Florida State, so Indiana has it right back. Florida State, right now, 6 personals in the second half. Indiana playing clean basketball here with only 1 personal. Indiana dribble drive inside, floats up with a left hand, no good. Off the mark by Christian Lander, the 4-star freshman, gets rebounded by the Seminoles. Florida State has it. Pass over to the left corner. Takes the 3. Sinks it down. That's good from the outside by MJ Walker. Seminoles break the tie. They're up by 3. 12:45 remaining. And we're going to go on a timeout as well. So Indiana takes the timeout right now, as they have 4 timeouts left to go. Oh, Yao Ming was incredible back in the 2000s when I watched him. He was awesome. He paved the way for basketball to be popularized out in China, and now we've seen it's taken a while to catch on in China, but there's a couple players here or there that's been playing or so, and that's been able to get into like college basketball here from China and able to really be like a solid player or so. And he was phenomenal in the 2000s when I watched him. I wish he had like a longer like sustained career, though. As far as yeah. Looking back at Villanova Providence for Behind the Arc fan as we get right back into this. 12:40 remaining. Well, yeah, he didn't have as much as a long career as I had hoped for him to have or so. 12.5 remaining. Indiana has it, down by 3. Indiana dribble drive inside, slips behind the defense. That's good for 2 by Aljami Durham. It's a 1-point game now, 45-44. Yeah, Ant liking Keon Brooks once he gets back from injury there. A lot of people think that Keon Brooks can save the team. Hopefully that can be true for Kentucky. I think for Kentucky the big thing is just cutting back on the turnovers and giving Devin Askew less playing time. That's the thing. Because they're just playing really tight right now. Florida State with the ball right back as they're going to turn the corner, drive inside. That's good for 2 with a layup. MJ Walker puts that one up and in off the glass. Great game right now, trading back and forth. Remember when I wanted to do West Virginia versus Kansas or Texas Tech that night, but the game was on ESPN+. Yes, and they put on Nebraska against Ohio State last season. Oof, that was rough. Indiana has it, left baseline. Inside a key, and we get a lot of contact here, and that's going to be a foul. Malik Osborne for Florida State picks up the foul. Clock will stop with 11:45. Yeah, Jacob the Kid liking Cole Anthony for the Magic here. Big-time draft pick. Magic definitely needed a point guard, young point guard, and got a really solid one with Cole Anthony. And now it's just translating it all together, and that he's going to be playing on the big-time level now. Can Pepperdine win by 6 over Cal? Bill might bet it. Cal's been a tough team to read because they played close against Arizona State. I think yeah, you can take a chance there and bet the 6 over for that one. So I think yeah, take a chance, bet the 6 over and see what happens, because Pepperdine has a really good scorer with Colby Ross on their team, and if they're hitting their shots in that game, they could very well go up by more than 6 to finish that one off. Hopefully I'll give you the W right there, Bill. Hopefully you'll be able to cash in on that. Hopefully that comes true. Yeah, I agree behind the Arc fan. Yeah, for the rankings that they have over there, that they have to do the pay-per-view rankings. Yeah. Did I know James Harden played for the Thunder? For James Harden. Yeah, I remember early on in his career he was out in the Thunder for James Harden. But yeah, whenever he went to the Rockets, he just became an absolute bucket when he was with the Rockets. So he started his scoring machine over with Houston. And he wasn't really a scoring machine either, I don't think, at Arizona State either. I'm going to see if I can flash back to what he was doing in college. Right now we're on a timeout currently. Yeah, actually, yeah, it wasn't like monster Marcus Howard type numbers or so for James Harden, but yeah, he produced some big time games actually at Arizona State. It wasn't like he was dropping like 30 a game, but he was dropping 17 and 20 there, and it's probably what Remy Martin's going to be equivalent to this year for him. Yep, yeah, feel free, man, to set the blame on me. Hopefully you get the W, my man Bill. Yeah, ESPN Plus puts like a lot of the small conferences on, and they put on Big 12 games too, like with ranked teams that they have like other games going on ESPN that night. It just makes zero sense. Like the one we brought up earlier, West Virginia against, I think it was Kansas, and it was on the same night as Nebraska against Ohio State, I think. Yep, I remember Adam Morrison. He was phenomenal in college, just never translated to the NBA. So we're going to get right back into it. What a great game here. 11:45 left to go. Florida State by 3. If you're new in the stream, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that sub. I cover college basketball games, play-by-play, also NBA games here as well. As it's going to send Indiana coming up at the free throw line right now. It's going to be number 10, Rob Finney. After the media timeout coming up. Or they're trying to sort it out. Is it going to be Finney here at the line? Or is it non-shooting? They're still sorting it out right now. Somebody at the free throw line. Okay, it was number 10 standing there. Now it's number 25 for Indiana. Alright, so they sorted out. It's going to be 25 for Indiana shooting free throws. Race Thompson. They had the whole time out to determine who was shooting the free throws. So Race Thompson here shooting 1 and 1 at the free throw line as part of the bonus now. First shot's up. That one's good. Fox Sports with a Big 12. Always Fox for football, but never basketball. I know. I don't think so. Yeah, I think Fox Sports is for the Big East. And it's also for the Big Ten, for weekend games for the Big Ten. But they do mostly Big East games. Fox Sports 1 and Fox Sports 2 does Big East games during the weekdays. And then they put the Big East games on Fox on the weekends as well. And last year I saw a couple Big Ten games over on Fox also. I never see like an SEC game or a Big 12 game over on Fox, though. I see SEC is on CBS. Right corner 3, that No good off the mark as we get a 1-point game. Indiana hit the free throw right before. Hoosiers now with the ball. Shot fake inside. Jackson Davis missed the jumper. Fight for the rebound. Couldn't get it. Tapped out of his hands. Florida State has it right back. Seminoles have it now. Puts it up at the top of the key. Raekwon Gray dribbles towards the left elbow. Gray slides it back to the top here. Shot fake Evans. Raekwon Evans drives inside. Puts it up. High arcing shot. No good. Too high off the glass. Rebound Indiana. Indiana now has it. Shuffles it out to the right corner. As they dribble baseline, moves it back to the right wing, into the hands of Finney. Finney now with the ball as he'll go inside, floats down and up, no good. Rebound back to Florida State. Can Boise State beat BYU? I'm going to say no there. I like BYU in that one tonight. That's a huge game. I know a lot of people are hyping up Boise State to be like one of the top tier teams in the Mountain West, but I'll take BYU. 10-15 remaining, 1-point Florida State lead. Seminoles being swarmed right all over there in the dribble as it was MJ Walker. He was guarded all over the place by Armin Franklin. And Franklin's going to pick up a reach and fall as the clock will stop. Yeah, that news coming out today, that's just unfortunate with the whole thing now that you can't take it because of allergies. It's very, very unfortunate. Second personal by Indiana. Copes Arisa sitting on the bench right now with 3 personals for the Seminoles. Florida State gets the inbounds. As they have it, dribble drive, pro hop inside, moves it back around the perimeter. Scotty Barnes into the game once again. Pass over to Wilkes, who moves over to the top of the key. They'll go spin move with Walker. Walker floats it up, and that's going to be a foul as the shot clock was winding right down. Bad foul there by Rob Finney. So it's going to send MJ Walker coming up over to the free throw line, I believe. That should be two shots coming up here. Clock will stop with 9:54. That was when the shot clock was about to expire. Finney was guarding MJ Walker. Yeah, right before the shot clock was about to expire, they called a foul on Finney. So taking a look right now, foul trouble in this game. We got 9:54 left to go currently. Florida State with 7 team fouls here in the second half. Seminoles today have 16 total fouls. And then 10 total fouls picked up by Indiana as a team. They got currently 3 in the second half. As far as the personals, who they're being charged to, Armin Franklin for Indiana. He has 3 personals. Leads the team with the most fouls. Jerome Hunter on the bench with 2. 2 by Race Thompson. Trace Jackson Davis with 1. And also 1 by Rob Finney. And for Florida State right now, 3 fouls picked up by 4 separate players. Malik Osborne from the bench, and then in the starting 5, 3 fouls picked up by Raekwon Gray, Balsa Copes-Arisa, Scotty Barnes with 3. Alright, so it's going to send Florida State coming up at the free throw line. First shot's up, that one's good. Seminoles hit it, they lead by 2. Wow, Liberty early lead against Missouri 26-19. Liberty once again looking like they could be a first-round bracket buster come March again. Second free throw, Florida State, no good off the mark. They missed it. Rebound, Indiana. 9:50 left to go. Hoosiers basketball as they'll dribble right past half court. It's into the hands of Finney. He has the top of the key. So he dribbles towards his right now. Looking to pass, he does. Moves over to the right corner into the hands of Thompson. Thompson back over to the top. Slides over to left wing to Durham. Durham dribble drive inside. Bounce pass over to Jackson Davis. Puts it up and in. That's good for 2 off the glass. We're tied up 48 even right now. Trace Jackson Davis looking good so far tonight. He's got 16 points leading the Hoosiers. Florida State has a left baseline jumper. Takes it. No good. High arcing shot off the back rim. Big rebound for Indiana by Race Thompson. Hoosiers going to set it right past half court. They have it into the hands of Durham. Durham bounce pass underneath. Jackson Davis has it. Backs his way on Copes-Arisa. Puts it up. Couldn't get it. They get the offensive rebound though. Circles around. Floats it up in the key. That one's no good by Franklin. And a couple good looks, but couldn't get it to fall though. 8:50 left to go. Florida State has it. Past the left corner. Into the hands of Scotty Barnes. Left baseline dribble. Makes his move inside. Pro hop. Puts it up. No good. Floats up in the air. And we get a foul. It's going to be a foul picked up by Indiana. That will be their fourth right off the rebound. The clock will stop with 8:45. Yeah, Florida State's got their schedule work right cut out for them. This game tonight, no game's easy. The next game, they got Florida coming up on Saturday. And they stay at home all the way until they take on Clemson in the ACC season opener for them. So they get their work straight up just cut out here for the Seminoles. They only got one game underneath their belt. Heading into this one, their second one. Tough schedule. Florida, Georgia Tech coming up on Tuesday. None of these games are a gimme type of game. And then Central Florida. That's more of the game that's more of the game that's a W on paper for sure. Inbound by the Seminoles as it's going to be a foul picked up by Florida State as well. Copes-Arisa pushed off in the inbounds. And that's going to be the 8th personal for Indiana. Bolsa Copes-Arisa, 8th personal by Florida State in the second half. That's going to send Indiana to the free throw line shooting in the 1-on-1 bonus. It's going to be Race Thompson shooting 1-on-1. Free throw, no good. He missed it in the bonus. Rebound back over to Florida State. Tie game up at 48, 8:35 left to go. Barnes puts it now at the top of the key. FSU has it back into the hands of Scotty Barnes. Spin move. Floats down and up, and it rolled around the rim, went to the back rim, and just stopped and went out. Unlucky bounce for Florida State, but they get the steal. Here they go in transition, trying to go for a slam dunk there, and a big rejection underneath, but there's contact in the foul as well. Clock will stop with 8:17 now. That was almost a good slam dunk. That was close. Anthony Polite trying to go off the steal there. Got fed the basketball, cutting right into the lane. As it was Scotty Barnes who passed over Polite, and that was a huge rejection by Jackson Davis. They called a foul on Trace, though. So it's going to be 2 free throws coming up by Florida State. First free throw, no good. Missed it by Anthony Polite. If LeBron gets 7 rings, will he be better than MJ? Ooh. I would probably say it'd be tight though, really tight. I'd probably go yes there for LeBron. I'd probably go yes there because of the length of his career. If he's able to manage to get 7 by the time it's over. 8 minutes left to go. Both of the free throws were missed. Indiana has it right back. As Vaughn's back in here for a great game, everyone. Wow, Xavier's destroying Oklahoma. We'll take a look at that, guys. Xavier might be actually legit. They keep on getting better and better each and every game. I'm shocked by that. About like a week ago, I didn't think that Xavier was legit. Like, they're undefeated right now, 6-0, but I wasn't buying them. They beat 3 mid-major teams by a close margin. Vaughn wants to go to Vermont, looks like, one day to meet a person. There we go. Yeah, Xavier leads Oklahoma 55-43. So, yeah, Oklahoma in trouble early. And also Liberty up against Missouri right now, 30-23. So, we're going to go on a timeout here. We are even. Great game, folks. Tied up 48-48 here in this one. If you guys are new in the stream, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe. I cover play-by-play here, basketball games on Behind the Arc Basketball. Really appreciate all for stopping on by, being a part here tonight in this game. Trace Jackson Davis, the name to know, carrying the Hoosiers tonight with a double-double. 16 points, 11 rebounds. 5 for 10 from the floor here by Trace Jackson Davis. 9 points by Race Thompson tonight. He's got 6 rebounds, and also 8 rebounds by Armin Franklin. They came up and they rebounded the basketball tonight for Indiana. Plus 7 on the boards, 35-28. Florida State with 3 players in double figures. Leading the way, MJ Walker with 14. 12 points by Raekwon Gray. Balsa Copes-Arisa with 10. Hey, what's good, Brayton? Welcome back here, bud. So Florida State's got their work cut out for them on the schedule. This game, they got no game is easy coming up. They got Florida coming up on Saturday. They got Georgia Tech coming up on Tuesday. Central Florida on December 19th. And then they start off ACC play against Clemson on December 29th. So they have their work definitely cut out for them for the Seminoles there. They have all home games to start out until actually, yeah, they got Georgia Tech too, so they actually start out with Georgia Tech and ACC play coming up on the 15th, but they don't start their first away game until Clemson on the 29th. They get their work cut out for sure. ACC play right to start. Clemson, they're at Clemson on the 29th, and then to start the new year, they got Duke, Syracuse, Pitt, NC State, North Carolina, Louisville, Clemson again, and then Miami. Quick scoreboard update currently. Xavier leading Oklahoma 64-47. Liberty up against Missouri 32-28. Texas leading Texas State 33-20. Baylor's taking on Stephen F. Austin. For some reason, there's no box score of that on ESPN, but at halftime, Baylor leads Stephen F. Austin 38-22. And then in the ACC Big Ten Challenge, Georgia Tech leading Nebraska 59-44. So that's a really tight game going on currently. Arkansas up against Southern 49-26. So 48 even here, so we're going to get right back into the game. We got 6:52 remaining, and Indiana will go to the free throw line, shoot 2. First shot's up. That one's good. Knocks it down, and also they're in the double bonus as well. So the Hoosiers now in the double bonus, and Florida State yet to even be in the bonus. Second free throw, knocks it down. Both of them are good. Indiana by 2. 7:45 left to go, Seminoles basketball. Florida State at the top of the key. Scotty Barnes puts the ball now into the hands of Polite as he dribbles towards his right. Hands it over to Barnes. Turns the corner. Drives inside. Barnes puts that one up. And there's contact. That will be an Indiana foul picked up. The 6th personal is their team in the second half. Clock will stop with 7:37. As we welcome back Bradley here once again. You guys joined in for a great game right now. 7:37 left to go. It's actually going to be before the shot, they say. So, non-shooting fall. Florida State will get the inbounds. Seminoles now inbound the basketball. They pass over to the top of the key. Shuffles it out to the left corner. Takes the 3. That's up. No good. Missed it. Rebound back over to Indiana. Hoosiers now have it. Dribbles past half court. Durham at the top of the key now with it. As he dribbles, gets past one defender. Al Durham drives into lane. Florida State gets the block. Here goes the Seminoles back in transition. Nobody back to defend. And that's going to be a slam dunk right there by Anthony Polite to tie it up at 50 even. 7 minutes left to go remaining. Huge block underneath by Florida State. Big swat just a moment ago. That was by Raekwon Gray there. 6:50 left to go. Yes, I changed my lineups this week. And I'm going to be changing my lineups a little bit more, hopefully very soon. I got a couple players here waiting for this week. We'll see if they can make the difference in the first rounds. Liberty up by 4 at halftime. Wow, 32-28 over Missouri at the half. Looks like Bradley's going to hang in here for the rest of the game. This has been a good one. 6:40 remaining. Indiana with the basketball. Florida State's picked up 9 personals right now in the second half. Indiana with 6. As Indiana's going to take the jumper, and that's going to be a foul called on Anthony Polite. So Florida State picks up their 10th now. Oh, we'll have to see, Vaughn. We'll have to see who we got for the replacements this week. There's going to be some of them that surprise you, maybe. Some bold predictions taken this week to see if some new names in the lineup come Sunday. You'll see if they'll be there. You'll see when you check my our matchup lineup on Sunday. Actually, our matchup actually starts tomorrow with Rams Patriots. First free throw, that one's up, that one's good by Indiana. They break the tie, they lead by 1. Hoosiers 16 for 22 today at the free throw line. Shooting their second one coming up by Armin Franklin, knocks it down. 2-point Indiana lead right now in a great game with 6.5 remaining. Seminoles with the basketball. They have it at the top of the key. Anthony Polite puts the ball now into the hands of Walker. Slides it over left baseline Barnes. Barnes double team, floats it up, no good. Hit the front rim, fight for the rebound. Tapped out of bounds by Scotty Barnes. At the baseline, the refs say it's out of bounds by him. And the Hoosiers will get back the ball. Or 1 second here, might be going back to Florida State. They're looking for the call. And it's going to be back to... Okay, so yeah, it's going to be back to Indiana. So it's going to be Indiana basketball there. It's out of bounds by Scotty Barnes to the baseline. 6:15 remaining. Hoosiers basketball. Finney takes it past half court. Finney dribbles at the top of the key towards his right now. Passes over to the left corner. Dribble drive inside. Race Thompson puts it up. No good. Fight for the rebound. And Scotty Barnes comes up with a board. And so he'll take it past half court. Slides it over to the left wing. Shot fake Polite. Dribbles left baseline. Gets knocked down from behind. That'll be a foul picked up. And Indiana picks up their 7th. As the clock will stop. 5:55 left to go. And it's going to send Florida State coming up at the free throw line. This is part of the bonus 1-1. So 1-1 coming up as Indiana picks up their 7th personal. Trace Jackson Davis, the name to know tonight in this game. 16 points, 11 rebounds for the star here. Absolute stud for Indiana. 5 for 10 shooting from the floor. First free throw covered up by the Seminoles. Hits it. That is good at the line by Anthony Polite. Polite's got 9 tonight. MJ Walker currently leading the scoring. He's got 14. Scotty Barnes with only 3. He struggled today. 1 for 6 from the floor. Second free throw. Polite no good. And coming up with his 12th board of the game is Trace Jackson Davis. 5:50 left to go. Hoosiers by 1. As they'll dribble it right past half court here with Finney. Finney guarded by Barnes. Moves it over. Now into the hands of Al Durham. Back over to Finney. Pump fake over to Durham once again. Moves over to the left baseline. Left baseline dribble as that gets rejected by the rim and it goes out of bounds. The refs are going to take a look at this one. I think it's going to be out of bounds by Florida State. We'll have the final call coming up in just a moment. This might be reversed. It was a tightrope here to the left baseline by 23. Trace Jackson Davis, he put it up and ooh, that was close. It almost did it hit MJ Walker as he was standing out of bounds? That is the question there. And the refs say that it's out of bounds by Indiana. So out of bounds by Indiana. Yeah, they are shooting 6 for 15, 40% at the free throw line, and this was a team that was at the top tier of college basketball last season and hitting their free throws. And yeah, free throws definitely going to be the difference, looks like, in this game. Indiana 17 for 23. And Florida State 6 for 15. Ouch. 5:21 left to go. Hey, welcome in, Aunt Rodriguez. So sorry. Oh, man. Send my prayers out to you, man. His brother, Aunt, passed away. So sorry, man. Sending my prayers out to you, and so sorry, my condolences. Let's send some prayer emojis out in the chat for Aunt Rodriguez's brother. Jeez, man. It's been a terrible year. Oh, it's been awful. So sorry, man. Definitely got to take care of ourselves. Florida State had the ball, took it inside, and we get a foul called here. And Indiana clock will stop with 5:13. Gonna send Florida State right back to the free throw line coming up. It's gonna be Scotty Barnes here, shooting at the line. 1-1 bonus. First free throw knocks it down. Tie game up at 52. Second free throw coming up in the line. That one's up, and no good off the back rim. Missed it. Florida State going like all these trips 1 for 2 every single time at the line recently. Indiana gets the rebounds. Tie game up at 52, approaching the 5-minute mark remaining. They get a pass half court. Finney puts it now at the left wing into the hands of Durham. Pass over to the free throw circle to Thompson. Moves it back outside to the top here to Durham. Durham now with the basketball as he dribbles top of the key. 10 on the shot clock. Al Durham slides it over to the right wing. Shot fake Finney. 6 on the shot clock. Dribbles now inside the key. Left elbow jumper. Takes it. Got it. Good look. Rob Finney for 2. Knocks it down. Indiana breaks the tie. They lead it with 4:35 left to go. Finney now with 8 points. Florida State with the basketball back. Raekwon Gray, top of the key, hands it over to Barnes. Barnes to the right wing as he is guarded around the perimeter now. Scotty Barnes, right baseline dribble. Dish out to the left wing. Ball is deflected, but Florida State able to get it right back. Seminoles move at top of the key here to Gray. Gray passes over to the right wing. Into the hands of Osborne. He takes the three. He drills it. Malik Osborne hits it from the outside for Florida State. They capture the lead here, 55-54. Approaching the 4-minute mark left to go. Indiana takes it past half court. Hoosiers now with the ball. Ball into the hands at the right wing of Thompson. He's going to move it back over to Durham. He takes the three. Splash from the perimeter. Aljami Durham sinks down the triple, and Indiana's been lacking that today, but they get their 4th perimeter triple of the game. Durham with 9. Hoosiers by 2. 3:35 left to go. Seminoles basketball. The possessions getting much better here throughout the late stages of this game. Florida State dribbles. Left baseline jumper. Takes it, and we get a foul. So Florida State will head to the free throw line this time and shoot 2 coming up right after the timeout. We got 3:31 remaining, folks, and a great game here tonight between these two teams as we are on Behind the Arc Basketball. If you guys enjoyed the stream, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell as well if you'd like to be notified about future live streams here on my channel. Tomorrow night I'll be off. This is my only stream tonight, by the way, as I was planning on doing Virginia versus Michigan State, but they canceled that game. So only stream I plan on doing tonight is this one. What a great game, though, living up to expectations for sure. Tomorrow night I'll have off, and then I'll be back on Friday for some more college basketball play-by-play. It's going to be Kansas against Omaha, so different type of game there. Omaha lands up on Kansas' schedule somehow. We'll see how that game plays out, if it's going to be a blowout or actually going to be close. Georgia Tech now running away against Nebraska. Georgia Tech in the final 2 minutes leads it 69-57, so that's going to be another one for the ACC for Georgia Tech. For other games going on in college basketball currently, Xavier leads Oklahoma 69-55. Liberty up against Missouri at halftime, 32-28. Yeah, for sure, this could definitely go down to the wire for the Texases going out here tonight. We'll take a look first at Texas Tech. They're leading against Abilene Christian 51-44. That's a low-scoring game. Texas taking on Texas State. The Longhorns up 40-26. And then also Baylor is taking on Stephen F. Austin right now. And Baylor's leading this game 41-22. So those are some scores going on in college basketball tonight. And Arkansas, they're playing their game right now. They're up against Southern 56-32. There's quite a bit of games going on right now. And Arizona won today against Cal State Bakersfield 85-60. So Arizona looking good, undefeated this season. So yeah, this game very well could go down to the wire, possibly overtime, maybe even a buzzer beater. We will see. Both of these teams shooting the ball low from the floor. This is a defensive type of battle out there on the court today, for sure, between these two teams. So we take a look at that leading score tonight for Indiana, the leading team, leading the way. Trace Jackson Davis got 16 points, 13 rebounds. Other than that, 9 points by Al Durham and Reese Thompson. And then also 9 points as well by Armand Franklin, 8 points by Rob Finney so far in this game. And then off the bench, Jerome Hunter with 6. For the Seminoles, looking like this so far, MJ Walker with 14, 12 by Raekwon Gray, Balsa Copsariso with 10, and then 9 points by Anthony Polite. Scotty Barnes with only 4, though, struggling. He's only 1 for 6 from the floor. And, of course, the big key in this game, free throws. Indiana, 17 for 23, 74%. Florida State, 41%, 7 for 17. Yeah, Vaughn puts out my lineup isn't all that great to beat them this week. Well, we'll see come Sunday. We will see come Sunday if the lineup changes here, or if there'll be any moves for tomorrow morning. That process is about like 4 in the morning or so. All right, we're back into it. Florida State here at the free throw line where they really struggled today. They were doing great things last year, a top-tier team when it came to shooting shots at the free throw line, but this year, though, they've been off to a struggling start. First free throw, that's up and good by the Seminoles, 57-56. Second shot coming up by MJ Walker with 15 tonight. And this free throw, that one, wow, it just went in barely, rattled. Stopped at the back rim and went in. That was lucky by MJ Walker. So he's got 16. 3:30 left to go. Indiana with the basketball in a tie game as they get the inbounds. Looking to take it right past half court. They do. Armin Franklin, double team. Puts it out to the ball handler's hand of Finney. Finney has it. At the top of the key. Pass over to the right wing. Back over to Durham. He's double team. Entry pass though. Watch out. Trace Jackson Davis throws down the alley-oop jam for two as they double-team the perimeter outside the passer right there with Armin Franklin, but did not guard inside with Trace, and Trace just threw it right down with a two-handed flush. 3 minutes left to go. Florida State ball right inside the key. And Indiana going to pick up a quick foul here by Al Durham as the clock stops. What a lob over the top there. Actually, yeah, it was Armin Franklin, or Aljami Durham, the one who threw up the alley-oop. So, yeah, it was Durham who threw up the alley-oop there, and Jackson Davis, the one who just jammed it down. The assist by Durham. Yeah, for sure, man. Wednesday, always a big night indeed. First free throw, good by Florida State. 57-58. Florida State also in the double bonus. Second free throw knocks it down, tied up at 59. 3 minutes even remaining. Indiana basketball. What a game. Hoosiers now have it. Take it past the half-court logo here with Rob Finney. With 2:50 left to go. Finney has it at the top. Looking to pass it, he does. He puts the ball into the hands of Jackson Davis at the top. Moves over to Durham. Durham dribbles to the right side of the perimeter. Now towards the top. Swings over to the right corner. Right baseline dribble underneath. Try to pass in the swarm of defenders. Went out of bounds. And the refs are going to say it was out of bounds by Armin Franklin. What a defensive play right there by Florida State. Swarming 3 defenders right at the baseline to block Armin Franklin's dish out to the top there. And it went off of, yeah, it went right off of Malik Osborne and bounced right off Indiana. As Franklin was standing right out of bounds, it bounced off of him last. So 2:20 left to go. We'll see if Florida State can capitalize. What's good here, Ryan? Appreciate Bud for stopping on by. What a game, man. 2:10 left to go here. Tie game. Florida State drives inside, puts it up. Walker, no good. Too strong. Rebound by Indiana by Jackson Davis. He picks up his 14th rebound of the game. He's got a solid game here. 18 points, 14 rebounds for Trace. Finney has it top of the key, minute 55. Moves over to the left wing to Durham. It's Austin. Welcome to the stream, bud. Passes back out to Finney. Shot fake. Thought about taking a three. Gonna dribble. Pro hop inside. Puts it up. No good. Air ball. Launched way over the rim. No good. Rebound Florida State. Seminoles has it now. Moves over right corner. Wide open three. They're gonna take it. No good. They couldn't connect from it. Fight for the rebound. And Jackson Davis once again picks up his 15th rebound of the game. Trace Jackson Davis, the name to know, going to be a Big Ten all-first team player. Looking like it in this game. Indiana has a minute 20 remaining. Going down to the wire indeed. Could very well be a buzzer beater left baseline. Indiana has the basketball as we're going to have a foul picked up. It's going to stop the clock here with a minute 15. Actually, they're going to say it's a block. It's going to be a block at the baseline by Malik Osborne. That was tight. Right at the baseline there. So it was a block at the baseline by Malik Osborne. It's going to lead to Indiana getting the inbound coming back. This game's over on ESPN. So welcome to the stream here. It's Austin. Glad to have you in the stream, brother. So this is on ESPN, by the way. Minute 15 left to go. Indiana inbound. He put it back outside. Race Thompson to the top of the key. Moves it over to the right corner. Takes the deep shot. No good. Tipped up in the air. Big tip in. That's good by Jackson Davis right there for two. Indiana leads it with a minute and 4 left to go. 61-59. What a game. 20 points, 17 boards by Trace tonight. Phenomenal. Trace Jackson Davis picking up a third of his team's points basically tonight. What's good, Marshall? Welcome to the stream, man. Glad to have you on the channel. If you guys are new here, I cover play-by-play. Spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that sub. This game going down to the wire here, folks. Incredible matchup with a minute left to go. Right place, right time where you need them. Number 23 for the Hoosiers all day long for Trayce Jackson-Davis. Got a huge tip in right there. What a game. As Florida State's going to take a timeout. So, right now, 1 minute left to go. Seminoles take a timeout as they are down to 2 timeouts left to go. Indiana down to 2 timeouts left to go here once again. And, man, Trayce Jackson-Davis, about a third of his team's points, basically, doing everything. 20 points, 17 rebounds. We take a look right now. Foul trouble in this game currently. 4 fouls by Indiana, picked up by Armin Franklin. Other than that, Race Thompson's playing with 3 personals. And then Trayce Jackson-Davis, Rob Finney playing with 2. For Florida State, they're in quite a little bit more foul trouble. 4 fouls picked up by their big man, 7-footer, Balsa Kopsarisa. And then 3 fouls picked up by Raquan Gray, Anthony Polite, Scotty Barnes, and Malik Osborne. The best player today for Florida State, MJ Walker. He's got 16. He has 2 personals. Welcome to the stream here, Creative Ellie Chris. Glad to have you in the channel here. He is praying out for Indiana to get the dub. Right now they're up by 2. Glad to have you on board, man. Raptor, welcome in here, man. We got 1 minute left to go. Looks like Vaughn misses George Kittle on his fantasy team. 1 minute left to go in a great game. Yeah, it was canceled, unfortunately. So I was planning on doing Virginia, Michigan State right after this, but it got canceled, unfortunately. So only this stream tonight. They instead put on Northwestern against Pitt tonight, which is not the top quality college basketball tonight, but 1 minute even left remaining. It's going to be Florida State's basketball coming up after their full timeout. Florida State with 2 timeouts left to go. Indiana with 2 timeouts in their pocket as well. And both of these teams currently in a double bonus right now. As, man, this game very well could be decided by free throws. That's where Florida State struggled. 6 for 17 at 35%. That ain't going to cut it at the charity stripe. And Indiana tonight, 74%, much different. 17 for 23 at the free throw line. Here we go, right back into it. 1 minute left remaining. Florida State's going to get back to basketball. If you're new in the stream, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe. I cover play-by-play here, college basketball games, also NBA games on this channel. And it seems like whenever I cover an Indiana game, I actually only covered Indiana once last season, but I covered them, I think, the year before, like 3 or 4 times. Whenever I've covered an Indiana game, it seems like the Hoosiers are always in a tight matchup every single time. Wow. Every single time. Already seen a buzzer beater this season. 2 of them for It's Austin. I bet you one of those was Matt Coleman's right there for Texas. Or actually, he did that. Yeah, he did that just barely before the buzzer, actually, in the Maui Invitational. But that's awesome, man. But maybe we'll make some history tonight and do I'll call a buzzer beater for you guys. We'll see. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I agree behind the Eric fan. If Florida State had come out, hit their free throws, this game would be nearly over right now. And yeah, Indiana struggled from the floor today. This has been a great defensive game. 39% shooting for Indiana. Florida State at 38%, but the difference here came down to free throws. Indiana had a lot of turnovers, especially early on in this game. They had a lot of turnovers. 14 total turnovers compared to Florida State's 8. But difference here, just Florida State just cannot hit the free throws today. It seems like whenever they go into the bonus, they hit the first one, they miss the second one. And now they're into the double bonus. So still in a timeout right now. That's awesome. See Memphis and Kent State there for the one that sent it into overtime against Virginia. Wow. Yep, Bradley's got an easy week this week in fantasy. I got a big week, me and Vaughn there for the 4-5. I predicted Indiana in this one. Really tight game. I predicted 68-66 was my pregame prediction. Indiana over Florida State. So we got one. They're going to put back a little bit more time on the clock. Probably not. I'm probably not going to do Kentucky Notre Dame. I think I'm going to be out on Saturday afternoon. I'm probably going to be out during the day. So they put back a little bit more time on the clock. 1:04 remaining here. It's going to be Florida State's basketball coming up. with 1:04 left to go. They're still talking about the clock currently. Wow. Still talking about the clock currently. Going over this right now. So the situation we got is 1:04 remaining. It's going to be Florida State basketball. Florida State's been held scoreless in the last 2 minutes as well. That's paved the way for Indiana to make a comeback in this game. And Indiana's been trailing, especially early on. They were down most of this game. This game, man, largest lead. Florida State was up by 6 points. That was the largest lead of this game. Yes, NBA season begins on Friday. I'll be covering, I know for sure I'm probably going to cover Lakers Clippers. That's on Sunday. I plan on covering that one. I might do a game on Saturday night if I'm able to find an internet stream. I know Thunder and Spurs are having a preseason game at 7 on Saturday, and I think the Thunder might do theirs on the website. So if I can get that up, I might do that. 55 seconds left to go. We're back into it. Florida State basketball. They're down by 2. They're going to take a 3. It's up. They got it. Florida State with a huge triple right there as they capture the lead with 52 seconds left to go. 62-61, a triple from outside. Good by MJ Walker, the leading scorer tonight for the Seminoles with 19. Great matchup for sure, Jagon. Yo, when you watch the game on TV and watch the stream on YouTube, too classic there. 62-61, what a game. 51.3 left to go. Florida State picked up a quick foul, too. It's going to send Indiana to the free throw line. So Indiana inbounded, and Florida State picked up a quick foul. 2 shots here, the bonus of the line. First free throw, no good. Rob Finney missed it. Any draft night picks in this game? I would go with Trace Jackson Davis. I think Trace Jackson Davis has a great chance to be drafted, and he's doing great stuff today for Indiana. 20 points, 17 rebounds. Second free throw, that one's good. Tied up at 62. 45 seconds left to go. If you guys are new, spike the thumbs up, hit that like. What a game. Florida State has it. 40 seconds remaining here. 20-second differential, shot clock and game clock. Scotty Barnes. Also, Scotty Barnes going to be a draft pick as well. He's a top 10 recruit. They're going to put it now. Turnaround jumper by Malik Osborne. No good off the mark. Tipped up in the air. Offensive rebound, Florida State. They're going to set it right back up. 9-second differential, shot clock and game clock right now. 62 even. 14 seconds left to go on the shot clock. 23 seconds left to go on the game clock. FSU basketball. Dribbles to the right wing. Barnes. Pass over to the top here. 6 in the shot clock. Florida State dribbles now at the free throw circle. Turnaround jumper. Hand in the face. No good on the ground. Who's got it? Piles of bodies on the ground with a basketball. Clock's going to stop with 6.6. Oh, this is going to come down to the refs here. Who has possession of that one? Who is going to have possession of that basketball right there? There were bodies all over the place. What a game. Absolute bodies all over the place. It's going to be Florida State. Florida State got the ball and all that mess in the key right there, and they took a timeout. So Florida State's going to have the basketball, I believe, coming up with 6.6 seconds remaining. How did they get that out of that scrum right there? Bodies all over the place. Indiana had it. The Hoosiers had it right there. They had that one. Just one more step and it got stripped out. What a game. 6.6 remaining. So timeout right now on the court. It's going to be Seminoles basketball coming up. Buzzer beater. We will see. What's good, Tyler? Appreciate the bud for dropping them by. Cool, man. Bradley puts out Jazz Suns might be streaming on the website. I'll have to take a look and see if I saw that the Thunder's doing theirs on OKCThunder.com. What a game. Really incredible game. Potential buzzer beater for sure. If you guys are new to the stream, spike the thumbs up, hit that like. Tie game with 6.6 seconds left remaining. Players of this game today, as we take a look at it, for Indiana, Trace Jackson Davis having like a third of his team's points. 20 points, 17 rebounds. For Florida State, happens to be MJ Walker with 19 points. Here we go on the inbound coming up. 6.6 seconds left to go. They're going to inbound this basketball underneath their hoop. Scotty Barnes, the 5-star freshman, going to be the inbound passer here. And before that, a timeout taken by Indiana. So the Hoosiers down to one timeout left to go as they're going to burn one Florida State out of all their timeouts. It's Austin's heart is racing right now. This has been close all game long. The largest lead, believe it or not, was a 6-point lead by Florida State. 6-point lead at one point by Florida State. And Indiana, their largest lead, believe it or not, is only a 2-point lead for the Hoosiers. And Indiana's taken a lead quite a bit of times with lead changes, but their largest lead's only been 2. Difference in this game, if Indiana loses this game, is because of the turnovers. Indiana turned over the basketball early and often with 14 total turnovers compared to Florida State's 8. If Florida State loses this game, it's because of the free throws. Florida State struggling at the free throw line. Yikes. 11 for 21 at the charity stripe. That ain't going to cut it. 62-62, 6.6 seconds left, and phenomenal game. This has really lived up to its hype. Like, I was looking at this matchup. I had predicted a score close to this, by the way. I predicted 68-66, Indiana. That was my prediction. So I was really close in the pregame as far as that prediction. Here we go. Right after the timeout, Florida State's going to get the basketball with 6.6 seconds left remaining, and they will inbound right underneath their basket. Scotty Barnes, the 5-star freshman, to be the inbound passer. Florida State looking to pass it. Underneath, it gets intercepted by Indiana. And they fell out of bounds with the basketball. They picked it off by Armin Franklin. And he fell out of bounds with the ball as Indiana was looking for the foul. Armin Franklin thought he was pushed to the baseline. There was a lot of pushing and shoving there. Yeah, he thought there was a lot of contact. He thought he was pushed out of bounds by number 10, Malik Osborne, and the rest said that he was out of bounds. That's a big break for Florida State. That looked like Indiana should be shooting 2 in the bonus, and Armin Franklin cannot believe it. Archie Miller right now cannot believe it. What's going on? He is furious. He can't believe what's going on right now. Inbound coming up for Florida State. Here we go. 2 seconds remaining. They take the jumper. No good off the mark. And we're going into overtime. What a game here, folks. 62-62. End of regulation. We need more extra time to decide this one. So if you guys are new in the stream here, spike that thumbs up, hit that like, hit that sub, ring that notification bell as well here, everybody. We're about a 30-second delay here since it's from YouTube or so we'll get it out when we can, everyone. But really appreciate y'all for stopping them by. No spoilers if you guys can here. We'll get to it when we can, everyone. What a game. We need extra time to do it. Wow. So, if you enjoy the stream right now, have almost 40 people watching, spike the thumbs up, really helps. Hit the subscribe and turn on the notification bell for future play-by-play here, basketball and behind the arc basketball. We take a look right now. Trace Jackson Davis for Indiana. He is just too good tonight. Incredible game. Largest lead, by the way, Florida State led by 6. That was the largest lead of the game. Indiana, their largest lead's been by 2 points. So, we're going to go into a 5-minute overtime extra session. These two teams look so even heading into this matchup. MJ Walker leading the way for Florida State with 19 points. For Indiana is Trace Jackson Davis, 20 points, 17 rebounds for him in 1 block today. Boise State putting a number on BYU. Welcome to stream here, AK16. Wow. Man. Quick scoreboard update. Northwestern up against Pittsburgh, 12-5. So yeah, that game. Okay, so that game just tipped off. It looks like, or a while ago, actually. 19-5. Wow, 19-5. Boise State's up. Hey, what's good, Jose? Welcome back in the stream, bud. I'm gonna hit you up with a blue wrench, Jose. You've been on the channel since the NBA playoffs, bud. So there you go, man. Definitely well deserved, man. So we welcome in Jose out to the mod squad here. What a game. This game's over on ESPN, by the way. As we are right back into it. Tip this one off as Florida State's going to get the ball first. A controlled overtime tip. They go right to left on the court. Seminoles with it. Malik Osborne at the right wing perimeter for Florida State. Moves over to the right corner perimeter into the hands of Polite. He dribbles now at the right elbow. Hands it over inside the post. MJ Walker gets behind the defense. Puts it up and in. Alright, that's going to be for Indiana right there. Yeah, Indiana puts it up and in. That's good for 2. Yeah, Indiana, Trace Jackson Davis, that's good for 2. 64-62. So, yeah, Florida State's going left to right. Indiana's going right to left. Wow, Liberty up against Missouri, 42-40. Jackson Davis good at the free throw line. 65-62. Florida State going to have it back. ESPN, it's on. My screen got darker, that's why I thought it was the maroon jerseys for a second. Indiana's jersey's getting darker here. It's Florida State's basketball now. Nail biter for sure. Seminoles have it right baseline. Raekwon Gray dribbles underneath into the post. Puts it up, no good. They get the offensive rebound, and that's going to be a huge deflection out of bounds by Jackson Davis. Clock will stop with 4:11. What a game. Trace Jackson Davis doing everything right now tonight. Indeed, nice win for Providence today. Great road victory over TCU. Inbound for Florida State. They have the ball. They trail by 3. Largest lead, by the way, in this game for Indiana. No problem, Jose. Definitely earned it, my man. He's been on the channel, I think, around August or so with the NBA playoffs. Florida State has it at the top of the key. MJ Walker. Spin move. Passes over to the right corner. Shot fake. Takes the 3. Raekwon Gray, and that's an air ball. Air ball, and it's going to be a shot clock violation. Welcome in Astoria, bud. Hope all is well. Air ball by Florida State. Indiana's going to get back to basketball with 3:51 left to go. Hoosiers looking to control it. Bounce pass over to Finney. Finney now into the backcourt. As Finney's going to take it right past the half-court logo as he is guarded by Walker. Indiana has it at the left wing perimeter. Bounce pass over to Thompson. Slides over to the right wing. Hoosiers have it now. And pass over to Finney at the top. Finney has it with 8 on the shot clock. 3.5 left to go. Moves over left corner, Durham. Durham dribbles now at the left wing perimeter. 3 on the shot clock. Step back 3 in the air. Al Durham, no good. Rebound back to the Seminoles. Seminoles basketball with 3:15 remaining. Scotty Barnes has it. He's been struggling cold in this game today by Scotty Barnes. Only 7 points, 2 for 8 from the floor. They pass over to the left corner. Malik Osborne back outside. Takes a deep 3, and Florida State got it. Scotty Barnes in the border right there with a triple. Tie game up at 65. Mr. Popsicle, welcome to the stream here, going for the Noles out in this one. What a game. 2:50 left to go here, folks. I'm doing pretty well here, bud. Glad to have you back on the stream here, everybody. 2:45 remaining. Incredible game. Indiana has it. If you guys are new in the stream, spike that thumbs up, hit that like, hit that sub. I cover play-by-play basketball. Hoosiers basketball. Pass over to the left baseline. They dribble now. Underneath, dish out to the right corner. They're going to take the deep 2 jumper. No good. Hit the front rim. Rebound, Florida State. Seminoles get the rebound, slowing down tempo. 2.5 remaining. They dribble past the half-court logo with Scotty Barnes. Barnes has it. We got a stoppage in time right now. The clock will stop with 2:22. Good game for sure, Trevor. As we welcome back Trevor out onto the channel here. Astoria has a game tomorrow against his rival. 3 starters in quarantine. Oh, jeez, man. So sorry to hear that. Hopefully, you'll be able to pull off the big miracle victory there tomorrow. Yeah, Baylor's really good. Gonzaga, Baylor, Iowa looking so solid right now. 65 even. Florida State gets the inbound. 2:10 left to go. Thanks so much, it's Austin. Appreciate it, bud. Jumper. Taken. No good off the mark. They get the offensive rebound. They put it back. That's good for 2. Inside the post. Bust that Costa Rica right there for Florida State. Hey, thanks so much, Patrick. Really appreciate it, bud, for dropping on by in the stream, man. You're awesome, buddy. Minute 50 left to go here. Indiana basketball. We're trading buckets right now. What a game. Yeah, make sure to hit the sub, hit the like, hit the sub, ring that notification bell. I cover college basketball games and NBA games as well. Deep range 3, no good from the outside by Finney. Rattled out. Rebound back to Florida State. Seminoles by 2, minute 30 left to go. College basketball NBA games on here and Behind Eric Basketball I cover. What a game. Scotty Barnes has a minute 30 left to go. Pass over to the right corner, deflected out of bounds by Indiana. Great defensive play there by Al Durham. Able to jump that route. Deflected out of bounds. Clock will stop with 1:23. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one this week. Hopefully he'll still be able to pull out the W there. So it looks like he beat them last week with by 10 points, all the starters, but now three of them won't be playing. Looks like. Wishing you the best of luck tomorrow, bud. Florida State has in the inbound, drives inside. MJ Walker to the bucket, gets it. That is good. They're gonna actually take the points away though. Refs blow the whistle, said that Walker pushed off in the dribble drive, so they take the points away. They say that MJ Walker picks up the offensive foul, guarded by Aljami Durham. So they take the points away. It's still 67-65. Indiana basketball. Hoosiers get it back on the inbound. Minute 15 left to go. They take it past half court. Hoosiers are cold. Last 3.5 minutes, they yet to score a single point. Indiana has it here at the hands of Durham as he dribble drives inside. Huge block out of bounds. Anthony Polite right there with a huge swat out of bounds to the baseline for Florida State. Clock will stop with 1:02. Man, what a defensive type of slugfest game tonight here, folks. I actually predicted in the pregame, my final score prediction was, it was close. It's not going to happen, though. I predicted Indiana 68-66. Really close. 1 minute left to play. Indiana basketball. Race Thompson looking to pass it, as he has swarmed, he does, into the hands of Durham. 8 on the shot clock. And before that, Indiana's going to use a timeout. So Indiana takes a timeout with 55.4 seconds left. Florida State down to one timeout. Indiana's got one timeout as well. Anthony not polite at all with that massive block. Right now, quick box score update for everybody. It looks like this. 19 points by MJ Walker for Florida State, leading scorer tonight. For Indiana, what a game by Trace Jackson Davis. 23 points, 17 rebounds for Jackson Davis in this game, completely carrying, scoring basically a third of Indiana's points tonight. It's going to be Indiana basketball once we get back from the timeout coming up, with 55.4 seconds left remaining. If Indiana wins this game, it's because they were able to hit their free throws. 19 for 26 of the free throw line, 73%. If Indiana loses this game, it's because of the turnovers. 14 total turnovers compared to Florida State's 9. And that would be if Florida State wins this game because they took good care of the basketball. And if Florida State loses, it's because of the free throws where they really struggled at the line today, really low. 11 for 21, 52% shooting at the free throw line. Quick scoreboard update right now since we're on a timeout here, folks. We will do that as far as what's going on in college basketball today. Indeed, Trace Jackson Davis, absolute beast, man, carrying Indiana in this one. Michigan beat Toledo today, 91-71. Georgia Tech over Nebraska, 75-64. So another victory for the ACC in the Big Ten Challenge. Arizona over Cal State Bakersfield, 85-60. Providence over TCU on the road for PC. Got it. David Duke looking good, 79-70. Providence the victory. Clemson's defense looking good. Clemson repping the ACC with a dub today over Maryland, 67-71. Furman taking on Cincinnati. Cincinnati won 78-73. Richmond over Northern Iowa, 78-68. That is a low-scoring game here. Texas Tech able to squeak by Abilene Christian, 51-44. Wisconsin over Rhode Island, 73-62. Northwestern leads Pitt right now, 17-6. And Boise State looking good up against BYU, 26-15. UCLA leads San Diego, 28-17. And Pepperdine up against California by 10. Pepperdine up 34-24. So somebody asked me about what would he bet for Pepperdine in that game. I told him bet that Pepperdine would win by 6 or more points, and it's looking good right now for that bet. Ryan David, welcome to the stream, bud. He's liking Hunter Dickinson from Michigan. Gonna be a beast for the season. Yeah, I heard he's been doing great so far this year. Indiana gets the inbound. Jumper no good at the right baseline. No, as they missed it. Rebound Florida State. Yeah, Uri, short notice, went to Wisconsin, and their late surge comeback, unfortunately, wasn't enough. 33 seconds left to go. Florida State slowing down tempo. They get the basketball. They're up by 2 here for the Seminoles. Indiana not going to fall. 10 on the shot clock, 27 left to go on the game clock. Florida State has it. A bucket to seal the deal as they drive inside. Puts it up. Big block by Indiana, though. Florida State gets it right back. 18 seconds. At the horn. Puts it up. And it's going to be a shot clock violation, it looks like, by Florida State. Huge block right there by Trace Jackson Davis, doing everything to make sure that that shot clock ran out. And Florida State launched it. They actually got the shot, but they launched it. It was after the shot clock. So it's going to go right back over to Indiana. So it's a turnover by Florida State. The ball will go right back over to Indiana with 17 seconds remaining. Score Kentucky Notre Dame going to be? I'm still going to predict Kentucky, even though they're really, really struggling. I'm going to have faith in Kentucky. I'm going to predict Kentucky 66-63. Somehow. They'll squeak it out somehow. Thanks so much, Ryan. Really appreciate it, bud. Brady, welcome back. You're in here for a great stream, bud. They're taking a look at the clock right now. If he actually released that in time, that would change the entire scope of this game. But it appears to be a shot clock violation by Florida State. That appeared to be late, right after the shot clock. So yeah, feel free to let me know who you got in the chat for this one. If you're going Indiana, if you're going Florida State, type in IU, FSU, whoever you got here, down in the chat below. I cover college basketball games, play-by-play, also NBA games in my Honey Arc Basketball. Really appreciate all for being a part here. Before the end of the stream, make sure to drop a like here, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell as well. Alright, so inbound coming up, it's going to be Indiana basketball. Hoosiers going to get the inbound coming up with 17.3 seconds remaining. Refs are still sorting this one out at the review stand, looks like, right now. Also, yeah, I forgot to put these into the overtime session, too. Both of these teams are in the bonus, as I get that graphic up there. What NBA game am I doing first? Not sure just yet, but I know I'm probably going to do Lakers-Clippers on Sunday. Patrick's going out for Indiana. Not Neil. Welcome onto the stream here going for Florida State. It's Austin and Ant going for Florida State, same as Mr. Popsicle. Thanks so much for the sub, my man, Popsicle. So here we go, inbound coming up for Indiana. Whenever I cover an Indiana game, man, it comes right down to the wire. Every single year. This is something special here. They always play close games. Going to overtime here in this one. I think out of all the teams I've covered, I think Indiana's went into the most overtimes out of any team I've covered. Yeah, so it was a shot clock violation. It's going to be Indiana basketball coming up with 17 seconds. It should be. It's going to be number 2 here, looking like he's going to get the inbound for Indiana, which is Armin Franklin. The refs are still sorting this out currently with the time and everything. They put back 17.9, so they put back 0.6 left to go on the clock. Inbound coming up, it is Indiana basketball. Indiana gets the inbound. Here we go. 15 seconds left to go. They take it past half court. Hoosiers trailing by 2. They get the basketball. 11 seconds. They pass over to the left elbow. Spin move inside. Trace Jackson Davis puts it up, and we get a foul here. Foul picked up right now on Balsa Copsarisa, Florida State. It's going to send Trace Jackson Davis to the double bonus, shooting 2 at the free throw line for the Hoosiers. Huge call on the court. Clock will stop with 8.7. Trace Jackson Davis carrying the Hoosiers today, and a timeout taken as well by Leonard Hamilton, looks like, for Florida State. And we got 8.7 left to go. What a game. Really incredible game. Thanks so much, Brady, for stopping on by, and I'll see you on Friday during the stream, bud. Balsa Copsarisa has just fouled out as well. So Leonard Hamilton actually kept the timeout. It was that Copsarisa fouled out. So Indiana with 1 timeout, Florida State with 1 timeout. They kept the timeout. First free throw, it's good. At the free throw line by Trace Jackson Davis, knocks it down. 67-66. Second free throw coming up here by Trace, as he has got 24, make it 25. We're tied up at 67. Inbound coming up for Florida State. 8.7 seconds left to go. Seminoles going to get the inbound. Here we go here, folks. They inbound it. Takes it right past half court. Dribbles now at the left baseline. Floats it up into traffic. Somehow gets it right there with 1.8 remaining. Huge bucket going down right there by the Seminoles, as that is good by Scotty Barnes. The five-star freshman knocks it down. What a great move off the dribble drive all the way. Took it a distance and put it up at the left baseline, and a timeout taken on the court right now with 1.8. 30-second timeout here for Indiana. Incredible game, folks, between these two teams. Scotty Barnes, man. Get ready for the NBA, bud. Scotty Barnes tonight. Only got 9 points, but whenever you need him the most, looking clutch so far. Oh, for sure, Ryan. Big Ten absolutely dangerous here. So deep. Well, looking forward to March here, man. So many good teams from the Big Ten. And Rutgers. Rutgers this season going to be good. Rutgers could very well be a second-week tournament team this year. Yeah, Pepperdine's up by 14 against Cal right now. 1.8 seconds remaining. Indiana's going to need a buzzer beater to win it. It's going to be Hoosiers basketball coming up on the inbound with 1.8 seconds left. Scotty Barnes took it the length of the court, floated it up at the left baseline, and knocked it down off the backboard. Incredible move by Barnes. So here we go. Indiana to get the inbound coming up. They need a buzzer beater to win. We'll see if they can get it. It's going to be number 2, Armin Franklin, the inbound passer. They do. They put the ball into the hands of Durham. Durham launches half-court heave at the horn. It's up, and it's no good. It had a distance right there. It was just to the left of the rim, and that is the ball game. Heartbreak for Indiana, but for Florida State, what a come-from-behind victory here. Scotty Barnes able to do it as he puts it up and in off the backboard with 1.8, as that is the ball game here, folks. Incredible game between the two teams here in this one tonight. Wow, what a game. Insane game between these two teams, man. Really appreciate all for stopping on by, guys. You guys were awesome tonight. If you're new on the stream, spike that thumbs up before I sign off. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Ring that notification bell as well. Dude, Trace Jackson Davis, he did everything tonight for Indiana. They just fell short. 25 points, 17 rebounds. He carried the Hoosiers all game long in this one. But for Florida State, MJ Walker had a really good game here. Big Ten almost came out on top of the ACC today. ACC looking solid today here. ACC is 3-0 today, actually. So Clemson, Florida State, and Georgia Tech all getting W's here in the first 3 games for the ACC Big Ten Challenge today. In this one, what a tight game. Came right down to the wire. And MJ Walker led the way with 19 points tonight for the Seminoles. Scotty Barnes only had 9, but he came up in the clutch. And that is the gene that you need the most right there. And he did it. And that's what scouts take in. And they'll always remember Scotty Barnes able to dribble the length of the court, float it up, and get the game-winning shot in the final second. As that's the final here. Florida State able to hold on 69-67 over Indiana. Really appreciate all for being a part. For sure, the Big Ten absolutely scary. So deep this year for the Big Ten, everybody. I'm going to wrap up, guys. Thank you guys so much for being a part here on the stream. I'll be back. I'm going to take tomorrow off to watch the Patriots game tomorrow to support my team. I'm from Mass, by the way. But I'm going to be back on Friday covering one game. It's going to be Kansas against Omaha. The schedule's really late for college basketball on Friday. And then I'll see what I do. I'll probably announce it on Saturday once I know my weekend schedule from there on out. But indeed, man, that's why Scotty Barnes, 5-star recruit, comes out in the clutch big time tonight for Florida State. Able to get the W. They improved to 2-0 here for the Seminoles as they win it. And they'll retain their top 25 ranking, it looks like. They get a tough matchup coming up Saturday, though, against Florida. Thank you guys so much for stopping on by. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night. See you guys Friday here. This is Behind Your Basketball. Make sure to hit the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe, ring the notification bell. I'd like to be coming back for future live streams here, everybody. Thanks so much for being a part here. This is Behind Your Basketball. Enjoy the rest of your night.